sparks around her, and she'll break the glass. If you try to cage her in, she'll light the match. Oh, she's like an animal, it's in her blood. She will turn every chain into dust.
Hello.
Into dust. Into dust. Like the wind is free, like the water's deep. She's a burning rush. If you try to take what is everything, watch it turn her life into dust, into
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. VL as an organization has suffered a lot of hard times recently. They've been scathed on social media for having organizations like Fireflies and Vulpine Esports who couldn't really hold up to it in big games. And now they've suffered criticism for letting last on this piece of content. We can't let that happen anymore. It's me, Cradden, returning to this or that. And with me, as hopefully usual, is Ruben. How's it going?
So much better now. I feel like all the dread that I was having, think maybe it's going to be last again this week. It's all just flown away right now.
Yeah, if you're watching this on stream, by the way, I really want to hear what you guys think of Last. Do you want to encourage him to get back on? Is he an overrated, flag-waving, eagle-bearing, bad ADC who relies on his team? We can let you guys make your choice.
Ideal. All right, well, let's crack on. Let's get right into it. First up, we got who has the bigger 0-10 power spike? Is it the Yone? Is it the Yasuo?
That's it. Like when we first did a Yone question, we weren't sure how it was pronounced, so we called him John or something like that.
I called him Yawan.
Yawan, that's it. Your memory is exceeding. And so Yone sounds a bit like a greeting, so let's Yone it up. In terms of 0 and 10, I think Yasuo has the power spike, and he's better at inting because he can dash out, but he doesn't have the see ya that Yone does. A good Yone will just get into a fight, and then when he's suffering lethal damage or in a dangerous situation or against hard CC, he'll just nope out of there. A bad Yone, however, will go into the fight, then uses W, and it's essentially a load of little kids sitting around waiting for a pinata to drop from the sky so they can just wail on him. So I'm going to say at good level, Yasuo has the int power spike, but if you're picking up Yone for the first time, that's the int button.
Right. Well, I'd hope that a good Yuan isn't going 0-10. Hopefully not in my games. But, well, I don't think I've seen a Yone go 0-10 and then actually pop up. I've seen many a Yasuo go 0-10, hit 2 items, and then pop off. But every Yone I've seen has, like, either brain damage or the biggest brain in the world. It's like the guy's either doing these thousands of micro calculations to figure out exactly how much damage Z's gonna do, and it doesn't fucking matter because he does 1 million damage anyway. Or he's going in and, yeah, like you said, they're all just crowded around waiting for him to come back, ready to beat his ass.
Dr. Seuss with a baseball bat, just
so I'll say if a Yone's an Inter, he's an Inter for life. And
yeah.
If Yasuo is an Inter, there's like a 90% chance he comes back in the game off a one shutdown. So I'll go with Yasuo on this.
Yeah, we're on Yasuo for that one.
Yeah, all right. Glad we're in agreement for the first slide back together. Let's see if this continues onto the next slide.
Let's break it.
What is the better duo, Sona Lux or Sona Tarek? Now,
That's a good one, and I've played both of these, but when I'm playing Sona Lux, I'm always the Sona. When I'm playing Sona Tarek, I'm always the Tarek. You know, for those very sick, very rugged and very framed mechanics and plays. Not the abs. You thought I was going for it. I didn't mention them at all. Yeah, in terms of what you want to do as a duo, I kind of like Sona and Tarek because then you have a bit of a more defined who does the damage, who doesn't.
Mhm.
But then with Sona and Lux, okay, here's a little tip for anyone who's going to play NSK soon, and that includes 7DSS shortly after this. Myself and Law, we're well polished, we have great synergy, and Impress, our coach, has built into us something great that we can use whenever we play a lane where you don't necessarily have one player who farms. We try to use single words to sort of represent bigger plays. So we say the word Gryffindor, and that means top laner get ready to teleport to a ward in the third bush in bot lane that I've just set up. For this instance, we say Springfield, which is, as one of the two farming players in this bot lane where there is no primary farmer, I have reached the support item gold penalty and now wish for you to start farming. So we just say Springfield and then instantly switch.
Oh, no.
Sona and Lux, I think because me and Laura have had more practice, I like that as the duo, but Sona and Tarek has a place in my heart.
Right. I'm going to say Shay has played a ton of Sona Lux, and by a ton of Sona Lux, I mean any amount of Sona Lux, and it was enough for me to disband her. Or disown, that's the one, not disband. Disband. Anyway, I will say I prefer to have on my team Sona Tarek, because Tarek's got a much better looking model than Lux, and a much better laugh and voice lines and everything.
And the bit where he does the gem photo thing.
Exactly, yeah. I think that's it might be the taunt. I think it's the joke, actually. Yeah.
Control 1 is the one, yeah.
Yeah, that's joke, yeah. And also, I prefer to play against Sona Tarek because at least they've got one melee champ, and Lux's shield isn't shielded for half of their health bars permanently. So I'll say I prefer in both instances Sona and Tarek. I hate Sona Lux. But that might also be recency bias because I haven't seen Sona and Tarek in forever. Whereas I've been trying to play some assassins recently, going it. Oh, they're full HP still, and I'm dead. So
yeah, I think either one could quickly become a heated lane when you play against it. Are you with Shay when she plays this?
No, never.
I mean,
I wouldn't.
you are both the same elo, so it could happen.
She's D2 at the moment, so
I think you mean Platinum Plus.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right. So we're both in agreement on the Sona Tarek on this one, keeping the streak up. See if this continues for the whole episode potentially. Third slide, what we got? The biggest crowd favorite, UPR versus Bob.
Now, for me, I like UPR and what they've done. They've had a lot of banter. They've got a lot of really close results, and I really loved when they got their first win. Everyone was so proud of them. Bob, easy. It's not even close. Like, Bob were great anyway. They were every neutral team's favorite back from the days of 2 Group A, B split. But then when you throw in Doomer's banter in chat, when you throw in the fact that whenever Bob score a win or score a series, there's everyone in VL General cheering for them. The fact they've called themselves Bob rather than, let's face it, United Porus of Runeterra, as much as it's a joke name, it's a fairly serious outfit. Natural Summon Killers is edgy central. Horizon Light and Shadow, it's nice and fantastical and you can get images from it. They've just called themselves Bob. That's excellent. And they get all the crowd favorite points for that. It's so clear for me.
Yeah, I'd love to give it to UPR because they interact. They're even in the unofficial, completely not affiliated trash talk server, and they don't care. They just embrace it all. they know they're a bit of a meme team, and they just roll with it. I like it. Bob usually have been in past splits quite silent, or at least in 2019 they never said anything in chat, but now they've really come to terms with what it means to be Bob, and I can't fault them for that. I love watching Bob games. It's always exciting to see. Maybe this is the time they win. Maybe this is the split that they win Division 2. Who knows? Who knows? I mean, probably not, but we could hope.
They probably won't win because they're in Division 3, but they might have. They are, yeah.
They're in Div 2.
They're 3-1 in Div 3 at the moment. So if they beat like Horizon Light, they'll get playoffs.
Wait, have we? Oh, we haven't played against them. Wait.
I don't think so.
Oh.
Quickly rushes through.
Oh, it is Div 3. Wow. I swear to God they were Div 2 at some point.
That's your last game. So that's at the end of August in like 2 weeks' time. Horizon Light Bob.
It is definitely one of the scarier matchups for Horizon Light. We'll be doing plenty of prep for this one. We'll be like Deja Vu Academy, right? And then we'll get oh shit, but Bob though. We'll be doing 2 weeks of prep for Bob. Nothing for Deja Vu Academy. But anyway, to answer the slide, the bigger crowd favorite's got to be Bob. Sorry, well, bit off topic.
Big streak, 3 out of 3. Let's go.
All right, let's make it 4. Best use of coins, Bet VL or opening packs?
Oh my god, I've fallen a bit in love with BetVL recently, although thanks to Kali, the odds come live about 5 minutes after the game starts. So let's just say the interface is a bit limited. But yeah, I'm loving the idea of it, and as long as Kali and Kui and the gang can keep up with the level of workload, it's really cool. I've actually made 3 bets so far. I can't see the third one on the live bet screen. But basically, I've bet on my own academy team twice, and they've lost. And I've bet on Tempest at a 9-1 odds, and they've lost as well. So let's call it mixed reviews at the moment. We're opening packs. It's lost in the midst of BetVL, but opening packs was the original thing that everyone wanted the coins for. I think the only reason it's not been mentioned a lot recently is just because Kui and I think Valk and the gang are still hard at work on making the packs for Split 2. Yeah. So there'll be a massive resurgence in opening the packs, seeing if you can get 2 seasons of Trololo when that comes out. Get some gold in there, if you know what I'm saying. And I'm personally interested to see if F1 cards can join that, because I think Impress and Charmander are working on that at the moment to add to the VL group. So if people want really subjective ratings on cards that don't pertain to games they play at all, then that's a great way to spend the coins you don't have.
True. I mean, I'll say I'm a fan of opening packs, but I think I own all of the non-gold cards at this point. I'll tell you what, I saved up 1k coins because I was like, right, I've already got a Trululu. I need to get the Split 2 one. And then Lev says he's poor, so I use all of my coins buying packs. And then 2 weeks later, bet VL, and I'm like, well, fuck. So I had like 20 coins, and I still decided to bet 50 coins on something. Obviously lost the bet. I can't remember what it was. It was some... I think I bet on UPR, and they let me down.
No, you did actually, and the spicy bit was that they were against Horizon Shadow at the time. So you bet against your own boys to lose.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
I don't know if that's a win-win or a lose-lose. Either you get the bet or your team wins, or it's just, no, my team are trash, let's bet on their opposition.
Nah, I wanted UPR to win that 100%. I was rooting from the whole time. And then I went into the negative coins, so I'll save up some coins, and then as soon as I hit 100 coins, next UPR game, I'm betting on it.
Oh, damn. Charmander put 500 coins on Tempest.
Oh, really?
That's a big F in chat, by the way.
He's going to be the richest man. Oh, wait. Oh, no.
They lost.
Ah, right. Yeah. That's a bit unlucky. Oh, I think I remember him said in the call that he was... he thought he was going to win big on that because they won one game. Poor guy. But I'll go with... since my net gains from opening packs is 42 cards, and my net gain from BetVL is losing 50 coins, I'll have to say the best use of my coins so far has been opening packs.
And for me, it's opening packs in terms of rewards, but that could all change depending on when I bet on NSK's next opponent.
True. All right.
Let's keep it going.
On we go. What is more annoying, rescheds or bad scrim etiquette?
Right. Let's give this one a go because I don't know which to talk about first. Rescheds. Let's make it simple. They're good, they're useful, they cover for emergencies, and if you accept the reschedule and then whine about it, you're a bad team. You should really check whether you can accommodate the reschedule first. I do feel, however, for the admins, the casters, and the production team, because especially for casters, they might research one game and then 4 hours before the game they'll go, hi-oh, no, different division time, YOLO.
Yeah.
But it's a good thing in general. The tickets were not fair by nature of once one team's been used, it can't be used by the other team. But it's a nice additional bonus. I think reschedules are good in theory. They got annoying in practice, but more for the neutrals like the casters, production, and admins.
Yeah.
Scrum etiquette. I can't comment on this because just in case Cirrus's name hasn't been dragged through the mud enough, he got a scrim together with Prime whatever, or rather, I should say, he arranged a scrim with Buffo, or whoever the captain was of Prime, and then didn't tell any of the Nutsk Academy boys. So 10 minutes after start time, Buffo added us in the chat and then said, yo, Academy boys, where you at? And then Cirrus just did a surprise Pikachu face emoji. And the rest is history. Buffo probably got the most satisfying scrim feedback review. I don't think we've had too much bad etiquette. I mean, while I'm using this platform, the only one that sort of became a meme was Z-Man calling us a coin flip team when we played Paradox last season. But I think bad scrum etiquette, even though I haven't seen too much of it, it is the worst one of the two.
All right. I'll talk about bad scrum etiquette first. I will say, I mean, Z-Man didn't have a clue how scrum feedback was used when he wrote that. He thought it was a review of how the team played, I believe.
And to be fair, that bit was spot on.
In terms of, I don't get annoyed about bad scrum etiquette. I mean, I would get annoyed if someone didn't turn up and didn't say anything. But I was usually like terrible to all of Plague's scrim partners. If we were there 10 minutes early and they weren't starting on time, like, come on, boys, we don't have all day. And I was doing it as a joke, but a lot of people from EPL started to refuse to scrim us because I was a fucking dick to everyone. I didn't ever tell them it was a joke or apologize. I just, so I can't complain about bad scrim etiquette because I'd be a massive hypocrite. Reschedules, I feel like part of the reason, this is just my own theory of why the reschedules have become so big, is partially because of the ticket, but not actually using the ticket. It's more like, you should reschedule with us or we're going to force you to because we can. And I feel like then they're going to be like, okay, well, let's decide on an actual day a bit closer since we're preparing for it, for that game at this time. So I feel like that might be why the reschedule is happening, but I could be completely wrong. Maybe everyone's just going on holiday to celebrate that coronavirus is completely finished. It is no more.
Yeah, there's not a single case in the world right now. This mask that I'm wearing has no purpose whatsoever. It's just for aesthetics. And everyone, of course, party by flocking to Ibiza and grinding on each other on a dance floor.
Exactly. Although, reschedules have made it very easy for the stream schedule just being stream whichever 2 games are actually being played on the day.
Yeah, we had that twice in a row for senior team. It was beautiful.
And I don't know. I'm not a fan of reschedules because it means that if I'm like, hey, I want to watch, I don't know, some garbage team play versus some other garbage team, I can't watch that anymore because they're playing on Tuesday and I have to spectate them and it's not as fun without casters. So
okay, that might be our first split.
Yep, I'm gonna go with reschedules. I hate reschedules.
Oh, while we're on this slide for a few seconds, Rock and the boys at 7DSS, while we're talking about bad scrim etiquette, do you remember that sub-top laner you got in when we scrimmed at the start of the split? The one that played Aatrox, won against us in like 15 minutes and then spammed Mastery 7 at our Nexus turret? Yeah, we're coming for that. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think you knew him. He was a sub-top laner. We'll have a few laughs about that one later.
Alright, they brought in, what's his name? John Wick to fill for a scrim, I guess.
That's
Maybe.
the one. Mastery 7 on Aatrox, John Wick. Stomper of VL, Destroyer of Worlds.
Exactly. Well, our first split, unfortunate, maybe we can get it back on track with the next one. But what was the better forfeit, Boldsy or the VL Tats?
I like it. I don't know. I think these are Volk's tattoos, by the way. He hinted as much before we started recording, and I don't know how permanent those tattoos are. Whether they're like for a few weeks or whether they're there for life. And oh wow! So I don't know if Volk was audible then, but he told us that the tattoos you're seeing are Juicy's, Angry Cookies, and Volk's himself, and they are permanent for life, so put some respect on those names, guys. Boldsy is fun to look at, and I don't know whether that's his head or his thumb, but we'll move on. Looking at the tattoos, to put something like that on yourself for life, it's actually really cool, and it actually transcends forfeit into, damn, that's something that's part of my identity. And as a result, it's a brilliant forfeit. So yeah, I'm going to say that tattoos. Massive respect to them for getting those.
Boldsy, that's so easy to do. You just, for me, I don't even have to do anything. If it was, I'll go bald for a £250 forfeit. I'm like, okay, I'm already there. I'm chilling. But VL tattoos, man, you got to go out your way for that. And I've been recently told by some trivia on Name It or Flame It that apparently I had fully funded these VL tattoos, and well, not a good use of money, I'll say, but
but while we're at it, like if you were personally paying for that tattoos, you could have gotten to get a Plague logo or maybe your face somewhere, but that option didn't seem to be offered.
Yeah, why was that not an option? Everyone gets the Plague logo. That would have been so good, actually.
Can we also point out as well that the bald head forfeit was done during the peak of quarantine lockdown in the UK, so Joycey probably didn't have to go outside for the next 5 weeks anyway. So stuff like Boldsy and Volk having his head shaved, and I think Charmander actually dyed his hair pink. It's cool, it looks good, and it's a nice forfeit, but you don't have that having to walk into a bank and talk about your current account while sporting the pink hair.
Yeah, absolutely disgraceful. Should have got the VL logo tattooed on his forehead as well, just to add to it. Okay. But yeah.
With that mental image.
Could have been like Avatar or something, you know. Looks almost like the arrow down. Who knows? All right. So yeah, we'll agree. We'll get back. We're back on track. Better forfeit. Definitely the VL tattoos. 100%. All right. And I think we're moving on to our last slide now. Wait.
Oh my god. We were warned it was going to be about us, but I just wasn't prepared for this.
Oh dear.
Is that the Snapchat girl filter? I think it is. Like.
Maybe.
I've sent a couple Snapchat girl filters in my time, and that looks fairly similar. Now, the one on the left, Creeley, is that Charlie or like Natalie? Or we'll leave that for now. Like the fact that I've got similar facial structure to my family, and the fact that my cousin has that color and that style of hair now means that I look a lot like my cousin in that photo. It's a real mind blower for me, but none of you will know her. So that's I think the only difference there is going to be the amount of lipstick, maybe the little pencil mustache on both sides, or maybe the jaw shape. But that's a real nostalgia blast for me there.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Wow, Treluna, strangely attracted if I didn't look like such an alien. When I look at it. I don't know what it is. I think it's the fucking eyes, or maybe it's the cheeks. Something about it makes me look an alien.
I think it is the eyes. So in that one, like the shape of the girl's hair is not the same as the shape of the girl's head that would fit that hair is not the same as the shape of your head.
Yeah.
So it sort of distorts it a bit.
I don't even think that looks anything like me actually. Whereas I can see the resemblance in the Krayley, but that looks like this isn't even. This is just like they've got some fucking random person. I mean, maybe it's because I'm me and I can't see myself as a woman.
So the real trick to decide who would be more attractive would be to dress up in those costumes and see how many lesbians we could find. Only the real contest would be try and dress up as the other one and confuse just about everything. Sexualities, appearances, makeup artists, the whole shebang bang.
Oh dear. I think I'll leave this one up to the Twitch chat to decide.
Yeah, is one of these more attractive, or would you like to see any of the players, any of the admins given the same Snapchat girl treatment?
Yeah, give someone else this pure torture to look at.
Imagine if this is like our last question format for all of this or that's to come. Like we have to like rate them out of 10.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not looking forward to that if that is the case. But
so yeah, with those two 10s on screen to play you out, thank you for watching. As always, it's been great to be back after a couple of weeks break. And let's have a quick look at the schedules to see who you'll be watching if reschedules don't happen. So if you're on VL1, you're about to watch Horizon Shadow versus Vengeance, a really top tier match in Division 1. And VL2 is reserved for Division 2. It's Whiffs Elite taking on OP Nerds, and both of those are sort of mid-table at the moment, so that's a really close match as well. It's been me, it's been Ruben, and behind the scenes it's been Valk and all sorts of Snapchat girl filters. Best of luck to any players. Thank you for watching, and have a good night.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Valence League. We are here on Valence League 2 for a bit of a special Division 3 match. Division 3, I can remember numbers for greater quantities of time than 5 seconds. I am joined by Metapocalypse, and someone must win.
Indeed, we are Team Orgless versus Team Vigorous, and as you mentioned, not a single team has won a game, let alone a series yet. But all that changes tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Someone will taste that sweet, sweet victory scream. We just got to find out who it is. It's possible that they both get to taste it today if we go to a full 3-match series, but we will have to find out. Maybe one team actually still won't win a game.
All right, Joyce has sort of alluded to Vigorous being favorited here today. They have better odds on the coins application thing that I have not put any time into understanding. We're straight onto picks and bans. I'm also told that the Orgless have just replaced their mid laner in an attempt to scrape back some wins and maybe dodge relegations if it's still possible.
Yeah, you make an excellent point there, Temporal. While neither team within reason has a chance for playoffs, there's no chance these teams are going to make it to the top 2. There's every chance that one or both of these teams actually end up in the bottom 2 in their division. And for those who don't know, that means they get relegated back down to Division 4. No team wants that. No team is looking to do it. and a win here might help you get out of that relegation zone.
It's always nice to not have to fight or auto drop for your place in any particular league. First round of bans are in. I think we're aiming at comfort.
Yeah, a lot of these seem targeted. It's a surprise not to see that Caitlyn Ash ban. There we go. We get a pick of Caitlyn. A pick of Ash straight away. Now, it's important to remember that in the mid-patch, Caitlyn did get a teeny tiny nerf of a total quantity of 5 movement speed. But I'm still expecting to see her here today. I'm surprised if Bobbing Dude won't first pick her. He might have something else in mind, maybe a different priority. But the Ash for Ambitious Ram seems very strong straight off the bat.
I mean, R1 and 2 here not being Morgana Caitlyn would not be what I'm not looking for. Oh well, never mind. Instead,
Nope.
we're going to pass it back over to Vigorous.
Yeah, we can see the set of the Orianna. Now, a set is a pretty good ball delivery system, which is exactly what you need for this Orianna. And Calray, I believe, he's pretty good on this Orianna. I've not seen any of his matches, but the stats seem to favor him. And to first round pick a mid laner blind, Orianna's pretty good blind, but it's a bit brave to reveal your cards so early.
Definitely. There's not a whole lot you can do against Orianna on this patch, so a reasonably safe mid laner into nearly everything. Blazing Midnight will pick up the Galio in response. So,
yeah,
bit of playmaking, bit of defense. We'll look to be going for the submarine with Shen.
Yeah, it seems like a press R to win coming out from Blazing Midnight here. You've got Shen and Galio, a pretty big, beefy front line to protect this Ash. Now, the bans are going to come in. I expect to see a couple of jungle bans. I'd be surprised if they focus on support, maybe a Thresh or a Nautilus ban. Both of those champions very strong, very prevalent in this meta at the moment. We see a Yorick ban going towards that top laner. So they don't think Set is going top lane. That's very interesting. Maybe they're expecting Get Juked to pick the Set. So he'll be a jungler, but we'll have to see.
Can be flexed to the mid lane, but then Orianna kind of puts that one down. We're going to see some submarine special junglers go missing here. JK won't be able to take the ship under the Arctic ice caps just for the rest of game 1.
It is a shame. I do like Nocturne. I think he adds an extra element to any game. Xin was a bit more one-dimensional to watch. We see another jungler band here in J4, a very strong jungler in his own right. That is 6 jungle bans throughout both teams here. That's a bit of a heavy targeting for these junglers.
I can't argue with having some security in that jungle role, and I guess J4 was the likely R4 pickup, because it does suit Vigorous's composition, so it wouldn't have been best to take it away from themselves. But let's face it, we're saving a solo lane. Or actually, maybe the support, but maybe that's Set. I think that's likely to be Set.
You reckon Set support?
I think it's very likely to be, but you don't have to choose just yet.
Yeah, it would be a bit odd to pick the support last as a final counter pick that you get. It's still flexible, like you say. And this Hecarim, again, got a very small nerf to one of his abilities, going down from 100% movement speed at tick 4 to 80%, if I remember that correctly. A Tom Kent, this is 4 big tanks in the way of Ash. It's going to be hard to kill Ambitious Ram. Ambitious indeed. But anyone can get to that backline. It's going to be Hecarim. Do remember, 2 legs bad, 4 legs good. And it is down to Get Juked to try and make his way through 4 big boys. Big, chunky boys. Oh,
there it is.
Hold it. Yeah, there we
No,
go.
it's going to be
Tarek. Been terrible there.
Would have been a bit scary to pull any of those tanks towards your own team, especially Galio. Instead, we're going to see the Tarek pickup. We'll have those full ultimates to try and negate some of the push R5v5 specials. Keep Kaiser going where she needs to, as you can bind with her, use the ultimate on her at long range, and then Tarek on the main unit.
Yeah.
Does help support, has diving buddy potential with Hecarim, and set up for Orianna. So pretty nice synergy coming out from both compositions. One focused nearly completely on defense. We'll have to see Vigorous sort of come through this early game, and even though they have Shen, Volibear, Galio, push forwards and push their advantage, as it won't come to them innately in the late game. And instead, we have some reasonably hard scaling with Hecarim, Orianna, Kaiser on the far side, and Set and Tarek to set them up.
Yeah, without a doubt, with this Volibear, Galio, and Ash composition, you do have to sort of make plays because if you get to mid game and you're not even or ahead and you're starting to fall behind even a little bit, like you said, Temple, this Hecarim, this set, they're just going to keep on scaling. And Kesa is one of the strongest late game champions in the game right now. And she's got a strong peel like Tarek. It will be down to KD Bertel, I hope I'm butchering your name as much as it looks like it should be butchered, is able to peel throughout the entire game for either one of his main carries. They should be able to keep firing from behind, but this is a lot of tanks on the left hand side protecting this Ash.
Will be the struggle. Maybe a Blade of the Rune King adaptation out from Kaiser. Try and shred through those tanks. We'll have to see how it is managed here. Otherwise, Leandre's on Oriana, a reasonably good pickup at the moment after a Tear of the Goddess into Archangels.
Yeah, they're gonna need to find a way to chunk down these health bars because,
You,
like Lord Dominic's, like you said, Blade of the Rune King, I think would be
uh,
really good. But
you
if they don't, and Hecarim doesn't get a good flank, and they're not able to kill Ash, she can keep on firing for as long as she wants because there's no way they're getting to her.
You'd hope that priority was put onto bombing Dude's set so that they can solidify their position in the side lane, get the Blade of the Ruin King sorted, make sure that Shen can't duel effectively, that Commodore 2000 has a really bad time, and then set draws pressure to eventually win in a 2v1 situation against Volibear Shen. And once he gets those two items, really start to put the pressure in multiple positions and make the push R comp sort of wonder if they can all jump onto one target, try and split their attention as best as we can. And I think that will be the win condition here for the Orgless team.
Yeah, definitely. I think they kind of have two options here. Either try and get set ahead so that you've got that sideline pressure, or try your best to put Ash as far behind as possible. Now, if
Mm.
JK knows what he's doing, he should spend almost all of his time on the bottom side of the map. Because if that Ash doesn't get ahead, their team is just a bunch of health bars that don't do any damage. Like, yes, okay, Volibear and Galio can do damage, but that's not where their damage should be coming from. Now, on the
Mm.
other side, you do have multiple avenues to victory here. If Kesa, Oriana, or Set all get ahead, or even Hecarim, if he's able to go 3-0, 4-0 by that 20-minute mark, he can just steamroll over anybody that's going to be in his way, spin his staff, and just murder people.
Will be the struggle, I guess. Yeah, looking forward to that disconnection in fights, which will hopefully be Orgless's win condition. As I mentioned, I think the win condition for Vigorous a little more self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Either Volibear or Ash getting engaged on or engaging and then leading the submarine all the way in. A little bit of in and out with Rikuri's Tom Kench, just to make sure that no one dies.
I am quite excited to see this. Both teams must know what is on the line. Neither team wanting to get that relegation. And, like you said, there's two very distinct win conditions here. It is going to be 100% down to execution. I'm excited to see which team can pull it off and who gains that victory. I don't know. I gotta give it to Vigorous here. Their team composition seems a bit more straightforward, seems a bit more, typical League of Legends. If I had to choose, I would give it Vigorous.
You know what? I'll go with the Orgless team. I think if they set up their carries in the correct potential there, they can pull Vigorous around across the map. They can cause that dissonance and then a playthrough. Hopefully, they're at the time scaled up carries. Although I do notice Delight has the wrong runes. Buddy, friend, come on now. That's not
Different
Halo
runes. He has
Blades. That's
different
not Halo
runes.
Blades. It just
There is
should be.
no. That is
There is
a.
the correct rune for Kaiser. Unfortunately, I wish he hadn't been nerfed through the floor and it was still press the attack, but 2018 happened. We're going to cut to a quick break. We'll be right back. All right, we are on to the Rift for game one of Vigorous Gaming versus the Orgless team. It's going to be a game of the large team fight collective against some smaller unit carrying with some little flares and flex thrown in left and right to try and make it hard to push R on a single person and just win a team fight. We do have lines of scrimmage. Paul, when was the last time you saw people line up so neatly?
You know what? It's rather polite of them. I always love how symmetrical the minimap looks in these early seconds of any game because it just looks like a hand and then the fingers move out. But you're absolutely right. Top laners, mid laners, jungle, AD carries. Oh no, OGL have the wrong way around. Top catch Ash, you need to switch places. What are you doing? My good lord, you amateurs. But you're right, they are perfectly symmetrical. It looks so pretty on the minimap.
All right, we have a Cloud Drake on one, so the push R composition won't be able to find that that alternative reduce Shen's ultimate all the way down to nothing bonus, but instead maybe benefited with some damage. Calray comes on and gets a ward in on Raptors. This will spot out JK at some stage in the next few minutes.
Yeah, I'm expecting OGL bot lane to have the pressure early on, like we said. Kaysa is a bit more the late game hyper carry. She's not really the lane bully that Ash can be. That being said, I do feel Carrick is the stronger support in these early minutes, and it is going to be the early minutes that sort of decide how this bot lane is going to go. If Ambitious Ram dies too early and isn't able to keep up in CS, then that can be devastating for the OGL composition, because without the Ashe, that's kind of their only real, like, substantial damage source. I'm expecting a lot of stuff to go down in the bot lane. If it doesn't, I don't know what will happen late game. It will be very interesting to see.
Okay, both junglers now on the top side, level 2s popped for Ram and Rakuri in the bottom lane. We'll give them a free volley. Otherwise, an adjusted clear from Get Juked has him clear Raptors. It will be spotted out. And then JK is going on over to the Gromp, which I forgot its name for a moment. just gonna relax. We're just pushing towards this top side. Crabs aren't up yet. JK coming forwards, but won't likely find anything here.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised both junglers opted for that bot lane start. I mean, they both know that the bottom lane is imperative for the team's survival and win condition. And if you start on the top side, if you get to the bottom side at 3-minute mark, like we're seeing now, and then you can try and pull off a gank. And looking at the state of the minimap, the OGL side are very susceptible to a gank right now. I mean, Ash is way too far off, and while Tomcat is trying to get vision down now to spot the jungler later.
Rakuri just with a casual walk all the way through his opponent's jungle.
Just taking a bit of a stroll. Just like, yeah, I'm just gonna visit the other side of the map.
Oh, here we go. Taunt comes in. JK gets the stun. Get Jukes. It will be protected though. Walk away. Just a bit of a scratch this time.
Yeah, the horse got a bit of a scratch. He'll be able to walk out pretty safely. And will
Most
I be able to get
importantly,
that?
it was what he got the crab.
Yes, obviously. Very worth. To be fair, it is worth a lot, that crab. I mean, it gains vision. It's a lot of experience taken away from JK. And it means that a double crab might actually be potential for the side of VGR, and that will be very, very nice for vision.
Alright, Taunt up in the top side. Bombing dude should be safe this time. Blows his Q a little bit too early, but we'll get the shield back and trade evenly with Commodore. That is a party for the bottom crab. I think Get Juked a little bit denied right here.
Yeah, they were not willing to give that away at all. They had the deep ward. They would know if he was coming, and it looks like they're going to go for the invade anyway.
You know what? We've taken his crab. We're going to take his jungle too.
No, I think Get Duke does have a ward there. He would know if they were coming. They decided to back away. Everybody using their vision to the best of their ability. And it looks like lanes are just going to farm it out for a little bit. I mean, we're almost 5 minutes in. Nobody's really had much of a fight apart from that little scuffle against Get Juked earlier on. And the top lane seems to be battling each other every now and then, with neither team really getting ahead the way that they want to. But it looks like a nice farm build.
Everyone's ready to wait for level 6, or at least first dragon. I don't think anyone wants to push the go button straight away.
No, which is a shame. I always like a kill heavy game. But you're absolutely right. I like slaughter. I like blood. I do.
You may yet be rewarded.
JK is spending his time in the bot lane. He has called his mid laner over to perhaps start
That's
this
an
dragon.
immediate dragon start.
That is very impressive. 5 minutes and 30 seconds into this dragon. Now, Get Juked is nearby as well, but is late to the party. It might already be too late to contest this.
Commodore is so close to level 6 in the top lane. It is really, really close.
And there we go, an uncontested Cloud Break. It will be Infernal next on the chopping block.
You gotta love that in the push R composition. Just getting that early cloud, just even before you've unlocked your ultimate, just like, I'll take the discount. Thank you very much.
I gotta admit, actually, when you're taking it that early, it's a really weak, like, dragon. Because 4 out of the 5 team members on the side of OGL can't actually benefit anything from that dragon. The only good thing is the enemy don't have it. So, as a first Drake, it's pretty poor.
For your first cast of your ultimate, I think that matters a lot. You always have to get the CDR in before you cast it. Otherwise, you have to wait the cooldown and then it applies.
That's true. With the ultimates having the longest cooldown now, they get the biggest benefit on it. Obviously, 10% off for a 2-minute cooldown is better than a 1-minute one, but
there is a Shen in the game. It's multiple minutes.
Plus Shen, Galio, Tom Kelch, Ash, they have the push R to win team composition. So yeah, later on that Cloud Break's going to be really good.
Pretty handy. Okay, I think that is Vigorous recalling for a Herald swap. They have the waves in just about the right position. Nope, never mind. We're gonna just be repeating this down. A bit more trading in the top lane.
To bet that would be impressive to get onto that Rift Hold immediately when it spawned. That objectives taking would be fantastic on the side of OGL, but not this time. Maybe BGR respond in like and do the same thing, but I expect both bot laners just to walk back into lane.
I think that's what we're gonna see. Unfortunately, missing that little bit of macro confidence. Would be nice to use the Herald to either escape Gallia's lane or secure that Infernal Dragon. I don't know about you, but I do enjoy it on the Gallia, going that little bit further with the damage. Always feels a bit nice.
Yeah, and do remember with the Infernal Drake being second, that means it's mountain or ocean.
Oh no.
If it's mountain, I expect VGR to prioritize that so heavily. To get those extra resistances on all their chunky boys would be fantastic for them.
It would. I just hope it's not ocean because I enjoy fun.
Fair enough.
I wish there was some, like one team pro. No, ocean is just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous.
Apparently, we are being told that the teams are wrong in the top thing. Yeah, there you go. It's now been fixed. VGR is actually on blue. OGL is on the red side. Sorry, everybody, for all those mistakes that we've just made. Thank you to our producer for fixing that. That was good gang.
Duke is waiting in the bush. The Stan United does come down. Rakuri is going low, but the taunt comes through. Duke is going deep. It was blocked away. Vicious Ram will pick that one up, and even though the stun comes backwards, we have a late appearance from Blazing Midnight. Manages to get back over onto Delight. Both carries going down. Showstopper as everyone's joining. Chancing Crystal Arrow hits multiple members, but Ambitious Ram will disappear. Rakuri taking him off the table just in time. The chase will continue. Commodore going low, but blocks away and will take Calray down after a flash. What on earth is going on? That is 4 for 1. Ambitious Ram picks up so much gold, and I think Vigorous are a bit happy with that one.
This is exactly what VGR wanted at 9 minutes into the game. 4 kills for them. Like, 3 of their members now have 100% kill participation. In terms of gold share, that is fantastic. Already they are 2k gold ahead. Temporal and First Blood onto Ambitious Ram, plus 3 assists, gives her 1500 gold to go back and spend. That should be, if not all, but should probably be the Blade of the Ruin King finish there, or at least very close.
I wouldn't mind seeing a quick pivot to a BF sword at this stage. Let's be honest.
Well, we get a recurve though, I'm afraid.
We get a recurve. Okay, never mind. The Ram not so ambitious today.
Your neighbour's a lie, sir. Why would you do that to us?
Okay.
On the other side, 4 out of 5 members all dead. Only Bombing Dude unable to die in that fight. He is the one that got the kill. He got it onto Blazing Midnight. I think they'll probably take that as a victory. I mean, absolutely astonishingly well played by the press R to win composition. You saw it all. You saw Galio join the fight, Shen join the fight, then global or semi-global ultimate just paying dividends there.
All right, I bashed both teams for their macro for not swapping up, but JK in the midst of that last, I'm gonna call it fiasco. Pick up the Rift Shoulder. We'll drop it now just in time to give him auto priority for the second dragon, the Infernal. Oh, Commodore goes slightly wide, but that means we're going to see Vigorous Gaming moving in now into the river ahead of time.
Now, it is important to notice in this next team fight, Shen and Galio probably won't have their ultimates.
We're getting real close. But you're right, not quite yet. I think it's going to be uncontested, or rather, it is uncontested. Duke thought about it, but not worth throwing himself under the bus quite just yet. And yes, a mountain dragon. Oh,
exactly as you want in Temporal. And if that had been contested, if Get Duke had gone in there, it was slightly down to around 23 HP. So perfect opportunity to take the kill there. Oh, Commodore dealing out the damage.
I'm always baited by top lane fights, but with one less grasp proc than I think maybe could have been achieved. Bombing Dude will live this time. I think he would have lived anyway, let's be honest. Does drag Commodore into the tower and get the defensive taunt away, so buys himself another 10 seconds, but I think that's going to have to be a reset pretty soon.
Yeah, and without TP, if Bombing Dude does recall here, he's going to miss out on a lot of minion waves, which might be why he's not doing it just yet. Oh, that shield, man. That haymaker hurts.
Gotta love it. It does get the taunt on. This should be lethal. Oh, so close to lethal. Commodore, I feel so sorry for you.
Just recall, Bombing Dude. Like, just leave it. It's not worth it. What are you doing? You're still in the lane.
Talking about the strength of Commodore, he might be baiting for Get Duke now. I think it is time to call the horses, rally the cry of war. Hecarim is near, and the opposing top laner is still on half health. But instead, I think Commodore's going to get out of there and just let Bombing Dude live this time.
He will allow it. But yeah, the cavalry being called down, potentially. Oh no, both top laners still in the game. Stop baiting us with these recalls.
They would really want to, and then just nah.
There we are, the cavalry is coming in. Get Duke on his way.
Alright, auto attack not blocks, will knock Commodore back. He's ready with the onslaught, does get the long duration that increases the fear, and will let Bombing Dude in, and that is Commodore's overextension being punished. Unfortunately, Bombing Dude getting away with it this time. Be a sweet pickup. Unfortunately, a bit of a lull state, so no punish to for the side of Vigorous while Get Duked. His ultimate is down, and yeah, just some extra gold for that set in the top lane. You can't complain.
No, without a doubt. I still think he is slightly behind in the gold yet, about 400. And it's a great kill for Bombing Dude to even up that lane matchup. All that Commodore had to do there was complete his recall, but he got completely baited in. And when you have so little vision on your top side of the map, and a Hecarim who, quite frankly, just doesn't gank you, he just appears on top of you before you even notice, that is such a big mistake. Just get back, keep it safe, keep your lead. And unfortunately, that isn't what happened, and he got paid for it. Punished for it.
It is a struggle. And something else we didn't highlight, I'm pretty sure Commodore took Ulti Hunter. So after that first fight, let's just double check. He does have the Ultimate Hunter. So after that first fight, he got 4 stacks on that, like, for the second use of Stand United. Nearly level 11. I think with the Earth Dragon, the first of map type this time, the man immune. Oh no, wait, that's a man immune purchase. Ignore me completely. With that coming through and all the cooldowns being available, I think we're going to see some pushing R in the next 2 minutes.
Yeah, without a doubt. I think it would be interesting to see if OGL try and bait out a fight before Dragon comes up.
Yeah.
Try and bait out some of those big ultimates, and then they won't be available for that Dragon fight. But I think that might be a bit optimistic. Bear in mind, VGR do have a very much power to choose the fights. They have rotated their bot lane to the top 90 seconds before Dragon's up.
Old Duke, you've got a bit stuck in no man's land. Stunned up, Rukuri in position. Won't quite go down this time. JK comes into the front. Doesn't quite survive. Get Duke goes straight down, and oh my word, JK. Commodore find their way into the backline. Absolute disaster. This is Vigorous going absolutely ham. They haven't used too many cooldowns at this late stage. Bombing Dude goes down again. We still hold an Enchanted Crystal Arrow and a Hero's Entrance. That will be Ambitious Ram cleaning that one up 4 for 2, and that should be Herald and the transition into the Mountain Dragon.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't even bait out many ultimates, like you said. Volibear and Shen, the only ones using it. And since, 3 to 4 members of your team died, I don't think that's really worth for this next Dragon fight. I'm very surprised not to see Get Duke just run it Drake and start up immediately. But instead he's going after Commodore.
Alright, we're going to try and catch Commodore. Is running to his teammates, and the taunt will be enough. Gets him away this time. With the dragon coming up, we do still have a small priority here for Orgless. Rokuri can carry any one person in. Would be enough with Blazing Midnight's Hero's Entrance to amass numbers quickly in the pit. Instead, we're going to drop the Herald mid. That does give the priority over to Vigorous. As soon as it charges, it must be responded to. Otherwise, it will take that middle tower. The Calray and Delight on the behind. It will get in and destroy it. And that means that Vigorous still have the edge.
You have to keep an eye on Ambitious Ram here, because if he dies too early in this fight, it doesn't matter how far ahead VGR are, Orgless might just take it. That being said, they are very far ahead. 4-0-3 with a Blade of the Ruin King already completed for Ambitious Ram. And yeah, they're just walking into River. I mean, that Rift Herald was fantastically done. And Commodore, although he doesn't quite have his ultimate yet, does have TP. And there is a great ward in that River Brush on the side of mid lane. They could easily give them access to the flank.
The only error I'd point from Vigorous here is they have let Shockwave and all of the cooldowns bar Taric ultimate come back up. So this fight will be a bit more even. Volibear goes straight into the backline. Stand United will go with, or rather, Hero's Entrance, but Get Duke smites it away. JK still living just on in the backside. Ambitious Ram has fallen. Delight is going to have the cleanup opportunity now. Even with the taunt coming through, Blazing Midnight will fall. Calray has to peel now, has to keep Delight going. Huge attack through from Commodore. A double kill over for Delight. He's managing to do it. Will it stay alive just long enough? The shield keeps Delight alive. One more auto, but it won't come through. Commodore will pick that one up, and that is a 5 for 4. And the dragon in favor of Orgless. They just managed to get back in on the board.
The dabbing penguin emo after all of that. I didn't even see the Ori ultimate, considering everybody was clumped up. Maybe she whiffed it. I didn't know what happened, but you saw Get Juked on Hecarim immediately charge into Ambitious Ram, and that is exactly what you need to do. Now, Ash did survive long enough to get some kills for her side, and Commodore coming up big there, getting 5 kills in total for him now. But that's what OGL need to keep doing.
Okay, we'll have to see. With Bombing Dude skipping out on the Blade of the Ruin King, he might not be the best equipped to deal with the Shen in the side lane. Fingers crossed he opts to pick that one up after the Triforce and let himself grab some agency on the side lane. Does find Rokuri, but doesn't want to risk him having friends just yet.
That is an expensive build path for the set here, considering he is 30 CS behind and only 2 and 5. The Triforce into Blade of the Ruin King, 2 of the more expensive items in the game. But it looks like there might be a charge down bot lane. Getting Duke is on the run.
Yep, Bombing Dude teleported away from that one. So, just giving that one up, I guess. It's just a T1, not the end of the world, but a little bit of an unforced error there.
Yeah, I mean, it was an easy tower take for Ambitious and Rokuri. The Tom Kench not really doing all that much protecting at the moment. Like, he's getting his tongue lashings out, and maybe he's making an impact in that sense, but not really scoring too many of his teammates. I want Rokuri to be next to Ambitious Ram at all times. That is a wide arrow there, buddy.
Sometimes we see these really long-range Enchanted Crystal arrows, and you gotta admit, like, oh, that is like the ceiling of Ashe gameplay in the mid-game, and it's just not true. You just need to chill, friends. Like, a point-blank one that wins a team fight is still way, way stronger than some cross map. If your opponent has a ward in the right place, they just walk away from it and wonder what you were doing special.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what the Ash Arrow is meant for. It's not a cross-map ultimate where you get a kill.
I mean,
like,
it can be.
Like, it's rare. You don't kill someone with Enchanted Arrow.
Now it's down for 1 minute and 20 seconds because we whiffed it. And that may impact the vision acquisition for the upcoming Mountain Dragon.
Yeah, without a doubt. And it's worth mentioning, we did talk about it because of all the deaths, but it was actually OGL that got that Mountain Drake. They took it away.
Yep, Duke smoked the fight. Can't argue at all. Flash forwards here from KG Verdi, and Rikuri, ready as ever, just takes Ram off the map.
Yeah, it's exactly what I was talking about. Tom Hench needs to be holding Ash's hand the entire time, ready for that Devourer to keep him alive, protect him against the likes of Taric and Hecarim, and even the Orianna ultimate. That's what we need to see from the Tom Hench. Just be next to Ash 100% of the time. Do not leave her side. Be her shadow, Temporal, and protect her at all costs. At 4-on-1, she's looking well within rights to carry the game.
Would be fantastic. Coming through with the Zeal item second. So would be the adaptation onto Reaver second that we see sometimes, but not all the time at the moment. I haven't quite figured out the criteria, but hey, it's clearly working out for around this game. Will be Rununs. So we're on something a bit more standard. Okay, last recall's coming out. This is all going to be for the Mountain Dragon. We've set Bombing Dude in the top side. Doesn't have Teleport. Commodore has 2 in his ultimate and the Summoner spell.
Yeah, I think every single person's ultimate is up. If nobody uses it in the next 30 seconds, it is going to be a hell of a fight. Now, Calibray might want to recall here and probably up to Dragon. It takes about 20 seconds for the red side to get from base to Drake. She might just make it, but she has to be quick.
Well, 25 plus the 8 seconds to recall. So you're up at about 33 seconds. So a bit of a delayed way in from Calray. Could have set herself up in the top side with a teleport. It would have been a bit of a struggle into the Shen at this stage. So completely understand not going for that one. Instead, Bombing Dude making his way down. This does mean it is now in Vigorous's favor to take this as slow as possible. Give Commodore the free only farming lane in the game. Deny Duked, who is currently set up with the ball. He's fishing for it.
Let's see where... Oh, it's going to be a good stun. That is good.
But he gets the stun, not quite converted on. Facebreaker goes a little wide.
This is the power of Shen. He's still in top lane. He's taking down that tier 2. And if a fight doesn't start soon, he's going to deal a lot of damage to it. And even if it does, he's got the Stand United ready.
Alright, Rikuri dancing with death a little, but we are taking this slowly. Vigorous playing this one correctly, as slowly as possible. Keep your vision up for as long as possible. Let Orgless walk around in circles as much as possible. Keep Shen going in the top side only to join at the last moment and have a clean 5v5 after all the advantage gained. Here comes JK. Cosmic Radiance comes down. Delight is shielded at the time. Ram goes low, running away to the side. JK still alive in the back, but Bombing Dude will see fit to that one. Commodore chasing after Dukes does go down. That means the smite is now a one-sided fight. Oh my. Vigorous, a huge team fight win, now on sole point at 23.5 minutes. Not bad going.
That is fantastic team fight for VGR. Holding back on that fight, allowing Shen to keep wailing down on that top tower, and they immediately go straight to Baron, and neither team has a jungler, so that doesn't matter, and Vigorous has the power to take this. It might take them a little while.
Blade of the Ruin King is doing work.
TP is available on 2 people, but I don't see what ward they might TP to, but there's a chance for a steal here.
Oh, they know with the Hawkeye, Vision Ward comes through, so that one is spotted out. On 2,500 teleport in from Bombing Dude. The members of Vigorous are oh so low. Delight gets the Void Seeker forwards, will find the way in. Commodore dropping lower and lower. The Shockwave, though, will pull everyone back. Hero's entrance knocks up. We're disrupting again and again. Ram still going. Calray will fall. That will be another team fight win for Vigorous. Get Duked is getting kited. And oh my, that is a quick cleanup. The health bars of Vigorous Gaming not changing at all throughout the fight.
Yeah, and that was without any of the ultimates available on the press R2 really composition. Just ambitious Ram obliterating all the health bars there. Blade of the Ruin King and Runan's combination just wailing on every single one of the OGL team. And the first Baron fight, they didn't quite get it, but they've got a juggler there now, and this looks like a pretty easy Baron. And with 8,000 gold ahead of their teammates, it looks like BGR's game to win here.
We're set up for them. The crescendo will be in 3 minutes with the Dragon Soul, which I believe it is in the interests of Orgless to fight for. They should, they could also just wait for Elder Dragon. I think if they can't get Delight's Kaiser onto her Miramana, next fight might be doomed before it begins, so we should probably chill out. Calray, there's a Merlinomic on there, buddy. Come on. Did no one tell you Leandries are on sale?
Yeah, without a doubt. I can sort of understand Morellonomicon because of how...
Morellonomicon.
It's what I call it, because I love the name. Morellonomicon. I can never figure out how many ominoms you're supposed to say, so I just say like 7. Yeah, Leandries would be so much better.
I think only good if you're ahead. I understand the Oblivion Orb for the lack of magic resist built on everyone but Commodore, but instead, I think it only affects JK and Rikuri. So those are 2 people you don't need to kill, because if you kill everyone else, you get those ones for free.
Pretty much, yeah. We do see the Triforce completed for Set. He has now built a Joe Ribs Fist, which is not the Blade of the Ruin King we wanted.
That's a Sterix Gauge item.
Yeah, that is interesting. That's not building for your opponents, that's building for your champion. A bad choice when you are this far behind.
I mean, I think even if you build just for Set in a vacuum, the Blade of the Ruin King giving so much agency, letting you use your Q at different stages of the fight instead of just plain initiation at close range. Gives you so many options and so much bonus damage.
Yeah, precisely, and it also means that you might actually stand a chance against a 6-2 Shell, because in a minute, he doesn't have to give a damn about you. He's got that Baron, he's obviously got TP and Stat United. And there we go. Gustav Will giving 2 towers straight after another to the blue side. Even more gold in their pocket.
KG just halved the Celestial. Oh, you know what? I can't even remember the name. It's so hot here. Dude, unfortunately, priority in all 3 lanes. And,
I just call it Tarek's Ultimate, so you do it better than I do.
Ultimate. Can't argue with some Tarek's Ultimate or a Torch or a Chastity Crystal Arrow. Commodore is doing so much work. Get Jukes dropping low. Even though the Shockwave catches ambitious, Ram will be taken off the board just before the onslaught lands, going completely untouched. KG Buddy might find the stun, but unfortunately, Buddy, the game is over. I think that it will be it at this stage. 35-second death timers. Nexus Towers looking to fall. Baron Empowered Minions charging in. Delight might try the one for all, but unfortunately, will be sent all the way back to the base. And Commisery stand united. And a bit of a dance from Bolivar. That will be the game.
And you know what? That was a clean victory for VGR. They knew their team composition. They worked around it so quickly and so efficiently. It was well played on their part. They got that first dragon at 5.5 minutes, snowballing that Ash with the first blood and a fantastic fight in the bot game. It was a pretty clean win for Team Vigorous. Well played to them and well played to ambitious Ram, only dying once, having about a 90% kill participation with 11 kills and 10 assists.
You can't,
pretty
you can't argue with a 21 KDA 80 carry or like let me do the quick maths. 12, 40 over 3 KDA in the
I mean, why not?
Can't argue at all.
It's very impressive. And that Devour at the end by Rikuri to stop that onslaught of shadows. It was too late for Orgless to get the victory, but it was still a fantastic choice by Rikuri to pick Tom Kench into this team composition. The entire fight were always going to go to Vigorous's side because of how much peel ambitious Ram had.
Yeah, it was a shame that those little interactions that looked to set up the Orgless all ended up getting piled onto just Ash. And if you're just piling onto a single person, Tom Kench, super effective.
Without a shadow of a doubt, that is pretty much his one job in any game of League of Legends, and they executed it perfectly. I gotta admit though, I don't know how you ban that out. Do you ban the Ash? Well, that sort of team composition works with pretty much any AD carry, and you can't ban every tank in the game. But the question is, do Team Vigorous do the same sort of thing, or do they bring out something else? And if they do the same sort of thing, what do Team Orgless have to answer to it?
So something a bit more substantial in the mid lane that would push Galio back. This is a bit difficult because common picks like LeBlanc not really effective against the Galio in isolation. You can take Tristana or Caitlyn into that lane and make Galio's life a lot of suffering. It is cheese. And you
Yeah.
have to set up around it on the rest of the map. But if you're going to opt in to just push R, if your opponents are only going to opt in to just push R, you can ban away the Shen or take something that punishes him a bit more in the top lane. I think he has a bit of a struggling matchup into Mordekaiser at the moment. Something like that in the middle lane would also be a struggle. And then by that time, you can just assign priority to the bottom lane. Make sure that the Ashe just can't snowball ahead. Maybe pick something a little less scaling. The Kaiser was a bit ambitious, didn't quite finish her Man Immune in this game one. Something that buys instant power, like either Caitlyn again or what else is popular this patch? Jin has seen some play.
Yeah. It could have even got Caitlyn to play her out of lane.
Wait, Caitlyn wasn't even picked in that game. She just went straight through draft.
Maybe that 5 movement speed is a bigger nerf than I thought. Like, maybe that's what pushed her out.
I'm not actually 100% sure which patch we're on because the client still says 10.16. I'm pretty sure
it's 10.16b.
So
Riot took a week off, which means there is no 10.17. So they did a 16b, and then in 2 weeks' time it'll be 10.18.
Why couldn't they have just written 10.16b on the client so that we could be certain? I mean,
I'm assuming that little area only does numbers, but other than that, I don't know.
I've seen it do letters when it wasn't meant to before. That was a time ago. Okay,
fair enough.
Orgless have opted in to take red side, so fingers crossed a bit more of proactive draft in that first phase. A bit of either taking away the push R specials or drafting some more priority in the lanes and not waiting so long will be the key to victory here in game number 2. I think, do we want to go to a break, Paul? We can just float here if you want.
We can float here. We could talk about that game a bit more. Someone in chat, Christian Top, is mentioning the build path of Set. The Triforce into the second item that you built, or going to build. What was it?
Sterix Gauge.
Yeah, he's actually claiming it's straight up troll. I mean, without a black cleaver and without a
you don't need the cleaver, but you do need the blade.
Yeah, right. I think some way to reduce the armor of all those tanks would have been fantastic. Every time he went in, he just seemed to do very little damage and very little impact on that game. So I completely agree with Christian. He needs to build for his opponents if we are to see him have more impact in a push R to win composition. I hope we see that composition again because it worked. If it isn't broken, don't fix it. But we will have to see if it's available.
Unfortunately, one Shen ban in the first phase is all you need to make that completely unplayable, or at least a lot more difficult.
We do just want to say, while we are waiting for the teams to turn up and go into draft, do not be afraid to go to the Balance store and get some of your own gamers apparel. Beautiful tops and such things in there. Very nice, very top quality, and from what I can tell, a fairly decent price for such good stuff. Why not? The link is being posted in chat by Temporally, our producer, I believe, for today.
No, that's me.
Oh, that's you. Oh, yeah. That's actually my caster, guys. I know who I'm talking to. I knew I recognized the voice.
I mean, if the guy who has Temporal on Twitch wants to hand it over, but then sure, do it.
My apologies. You can also visit myself at the very least on Twitter. I do believe it's called Metapocaly1. If you do struggle to spell it out,
good luck spelling that one.
Yeah, I'll post it in chat, to be honest with you guys, because I struggle to spell that, so you guys do not have a chance.
You can join me for hot takes and LCK viewing parties on Twitter at Temporal LOL. Delight, where's Kevin at? Where is Kevin? Friend.
There we go.
I'm not gonna read those replies out loud. Oh, Kevin, we hope you're okay, buddy.
Yeah, poor Kevin.
Tower gameplay was
I don't
hard,
make. Yeah,
but
I pretty much just post casts and occasionally D&D stuff. I'm a big D&D. I like Dungeon
ooh.
Mastery. I've got a game this tomorrow, this Friday, doing going on. So come join me for
I
that.
want to share a story from Smurf solo queue. So I smurfed in gold earlier.
All right.
Oh boy, I've enjoyed playing support in low elo. I just sort of have a laugh at the moment.
Right.
That is my favorite thing to do. And I played, oh, what was it? It was Jin Zyro with me as the Zyra against something in Tarek. And Tarek ended the game at 2-0 and 24.
Oh,
Did he win?
I'm going to say no.
Hell no. We destroyed him.
2-0 and 24, and you don't get the win. This is potentially why people rage quit League of Legends, you know.
Unfortunately, Orgless channeling a little bit of the Tarek ineffectiveness.
Oh dear. Yeah, Tarek is a struggle at the moment. I mean, his ultimate is and his stun is his only redeeming feature. His heals are lackluster. If you want him for heals, go
I don't
somebody
know.
else.
I think the heals are really effective when he can get in there. You know what I mean? But it felt in this last game he wasn't in melee range all the time, and instead had to play best friends with the Kaiser, which is not
Yeah.
exactly what you want to do. You want to, when you got Tarek, you got to be smacking people and having those 0 cooldown heals. That's what makes it effective. And you're right that in a vacuum on their own, they don't carry the weight.
No, I mean, like, to be fair, in that game, he had a lot of people in between him and the person he wanted to be smacking. So
Yeah,
he
you
was
just got to
always
smack
gonna have a hard time.
anyone. You just got
Smack
to
them all.
get the CDR.
I think a Thresh or a Nautilus would have been so much stronger in that game. I mean, the Tarek ultimate was there to protect the press R to win against the press R to win the comp. But by
Yeah,
the time that Tarek ultimate is channeled through, everybody else could already press R, and you're probably going to be dead.
I think you're right that the Thresh would have added another dynamic. I'm just not so sure it would have helped.
No.
It would have allowed the jungler would have allowed Get Duke to do a whole bunch of different things, but I'm not sure those things would have truly helped. Okay, we're back out of lobby. I think we've had a quick error. Oh, thank you, client. League of Legends has closed for recovery, so we're just going to be a hot moment before we get back in. I'd like to congratulate Vigorous Gaming on their first game win of the season.
Yes, they finally tasted victory, and you know what? They tasted victory pretty convincingly. If they continue to play like that this series, I don't expect Team Orgless to taste victory at all. Which don't press
Next
F in
week,
chat for them.
next week, friends.
Like I'm surprised with that performance. Bear in mind, I haven't seen any of their other games. I don't know too much about who they're up against, but with that performance, I'm very, very surprised they're so low in the table. Just keep doing that, guys.
All right, will be the way to go.
It looks like we're slowly getting back in. We're waiting for a recovery. Here we are.
All right. I've quickly got to look something up. I've just been informed of something. Take it away, Paul.
We plugged. My apologies. We advertised our panel earlier. Let's also advertise our beta for the esports media. Feel free to click on the link that was posted earlier as well. A very interesting site. And since it's beta, give us some feedback. Let us know what your thoughts are and how we can improve it for you. Straight away, we see
I love esportspedia. It's great.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's nice little website. Straight away, we see the Amuru ban. Get Juked is not being allowed to play that champion. And on the other side, we see the Ash ban no longer wanted to go up against that. Well, Ambitious Ram was very strong on it. That wasn't really the center of their composition. Yes, she was the carry potential. She was the win condition. But you could have the exact same type of competition with like 100 different AD carries, Caitlyn being one of them.
There it is. The Shen's gone. It's gone.
The Shen is gone. Could you still do the press R to win composition without a Shen in top lane? Who else would you
Sion.
Sion would work. Or Set.
Maokai.
You Set
but then,
for the last game.
I think Set you normally pick more just for the lane pressure, and then if the push art does happen, great. If not, don't worry about it too much, because the struggle with set is then trying to find your way into the opposing backline without a TP flank. Like you can do it, but it's a very long cooldown. Otherwise, that push R becomes like a more niche tool. You either use it to impact your opponents with a tank and deal some damage, fingers crossed to execute squishy, or otherwise you're like dragging people out of position. And I think it's a bit hard to rely on it, seeing as even though it is a suppression, if anything touches the set or if he is killed mid-channel, doesn't quite do anything. Senna was the option here for Orgless. They have gone with that safer bottom lane, picking it into the Caitlyn this time. Blazing Midnight will be returning to the Galio, and Hecarim taken away by JK this time, as Get Juked did find his Jarvan that was banned last time round.
Yeah, big comfort picks here for both junglers, and Blazing Midnight on that Galio again, so he should have quite an easy time. Now, who do they pick as a mid laner to counter him? We spoke in that mid between the games, picking an ADC like Justada. Might be a
Corki.
bit cheese.
Do a
Corki would
Corki.
be great.
Corki's the answer.
Are we going to see it? No, I guess he's
Nope, Swain. That's
Swain.
probably pairing with Senna as well.
I like the Swain. I like Swain as a champion. I love his entire thing and what he's built around, and I think he will be
Cool.
very strong with this team.
Do you
Do
know what, Metapocalypse? I have a confession.
Oh,
Last time I played Swain, his E was a dot that amplified all of your damage. His ultimate was pretty similar, but you could turn it on and off every 7 seconds.
yeah.
And his Q summoned this little cute crow called Beatrice. And Beatrice zapped your opponents for lots of damage.
Poor Beatrice, no longer all that important. But I do remember the Swain you are talking about. For those new to League of Legends, that was some time ago, I'll admit.
I like to think Swain is just Beatrice now. When he pushes R, she just comes out. It's like, surprise, I'm back.
I think in that sense, I mean, I know it's not bats, but it's kind of almost like a Dracula-esque sort of thing, isn't it? I mean, he transforms all these birds, and that's life steals. And we've already got a vampire in League of Legends temporal.
We've gone from the sort of just crows and like arcane magic to murder crows and Diablo-esque magic, I should call it. The Nautilus band away. He's a vampire? Okay, Productions convinced he's a vampire. I'm pretty sure he sold his soul.
There's Vladimir. There's Vladimir who's the vampire, and technically he's not a vampire because vampires suck blood from people. Vladimir drains
blood. We have to be China PG special.
Yeah.
Okay, no puncture wounds, definitely no gravestones on this Summoner's Rift. Okay. Morgana picked up. Looks like that will be being paired with Senna this time. But both can flex into other lanes. Morgana can answer the Galio to a fashion. Max the W until you hit level 6. We'll be able to push him back at even speed, but it's not Corki. Could see Corki picks up here last. Maybe. I think the Swain can be in top lane, and then if Morgana pairs with Senna, we have saved R5 middle. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see.
It would be a bit of a strange composition. It would be just flex for the sake of flexing.
Yeah, R5 answering B3 is very unusual.
But I do like the composition here from Team Vigorous. A lot of, once again, press R to win a team fight, even if it isn't just strictly press R to win. A lot of peel, a lot of CC for this. Caitlyn Braun, a fantastic pick for peeling for his AD carry. And I'm liking it. This team fight composition should be really strong, as long as they don't fall too far behind.
Yeah, there is that caveat. The Wukong, if he falls behind, doesn't quite offer the same level of interaction as he does when he is ahead, and that will be Yorick on R5 answering what I assume to be the Wukong in the top lane. So that is confirmed. Senna Morgana bottom lane, Swain in the middle. I don't know how effective Swain will be here against Galio. It's a bit of a struggle to try and chip Galio down with those mages.
Yeah, I don't think Swain's really looking to kill the Galio here. I think he's looking to use that wave clear and late game team fight composition to try and just deal damage and not die. But he should be able to push the Galio in, certainly after level 4 or 5. I think before that, it's about even. I think he's trying to make sure Galio can't roam as effectively as he did last game, because if that happens and he roams bot or even top if he really wanted to, this Caitlyn getting ahead could be devastating for the side of Team Orgless, and we could straight up see a 2-0 victory right here.
It will be the test. I think will be the win condition for Orgless to try and scale up, get too tanky for the Caitlyn. I swear, if Ambitious Ram does not buy 2 BF sword items off the top, I am going to be very, very upset. You heard it here, Vigorous. You did it last week and it did not work. Do not buy that rapid fire cannon second, or me and everyone else who's done the efficiency maths will find you. Instead, we're going to look for Orgless to scale up out of range of some of the not so great scaling carries here from Vigorous. Vigorous are going to have to try and find these team fights. They do have not quite the same push R they had last game, but very close. It is still a push R composition, but instead of one that defends everything you've already scaled in the immediate sense, it disrupts your opponent and tries and lets this Caitlyn with her early priority and her early strength scale through and try and find a way to take out the center, take out the Morgana, stop Swain moving through the team fight, and help teamed up with Braun. That should be quite synergistic. It will be the test to see which team gets on the first dragon. The other team shouldn't be so worried. We're not as tempo based as last game with the push R, but there is still the question of, can we contain this Caitlyn?
Yeah, without a doubt. The only thing, like, it's a small thing I'm just looking at, like, Braun passive. Caitlyn will be amazing at proccing it, that long range attack, combine it with, some traps.
Chain it with a trap. Chain it with all of your abilities. The auto headshots. Just great time. Great time. Black Shield will deny some, but not all of that.
It's never just that, but after that, you've got 3 melee champions. I mean, Caitlyn has the longest range in the game at level 1, but after that, if, Orgless are just able to sort of walk away a little bit and disengage, heal up, that shouldn't be a problem.
Just kill a little, just peace out a little, throw center W, run away. Yeah.
It's down to them to choose the fights. If they have to disengage, you got the J4 flag and drag, you can actually use it to escape, ladies and gentlemen. It's not always used to go in. You've got the Black Shield and the Morgana binding, and you've got Senna who is able to heal up. Team Vigorous needs some healing reduction in their build, because if they allow Senna and Swain, and I think Yorick also has healing capabilities, if not in his abilities and certainly in his rune page, if they allow them to get healed as much as they're planning to, the fights will be long and bloody.
Long and bloody indeed. Okay, team fighting is the name of the game for both of these compositions. Orgless can maybe rely on a little bit of a lead in their lanes and keep things split if they fail, but the risk will be present. We're on for game 2 of Vigorous Gaming versus Orgless. The sides are the same, but the score isn't. Vigorous lead 1-0 as we go into game number 2. But we're not going anywhere just yet, are we?
No? Okay. I thought we were going to take a break, so it's not.
No, we need to load in to get it all to sync up, I think.
Yes, of course. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. I promise I know what I'm doing at some point tonight. But until then, we are loading up. It's going to be an exciting match. I think the team compositions are a bit more even this time. I think both teams looking for that 5v5 with a slightly less press R to win composition on the side of Team Vigorous. I think the matchups might go a bit easier. I'm still expecting bot lane to be a big priority for both teams. They want Senna and Morgana to stay far away, and they want Caitlyn and Braum to go attack, attack, attack. If we see another fight at the 5-minute mark with everybody turning up, I'm going to give it to Team Vigorous, and once that happens, they probably get away with a victory here.
All right, we'll be on them to show at the side of Orgless how to play this hack room. It wasn't quite so successful last game. Right, we're going to kick it to a quick message. We'll be right back. All right, game 2. We are on the map. We're going to see another line of scrimmage. By the look of it, well, we have some questionable runes and some other fun things to chat about, no doubt.
Yeah, I mean, Electrocute on Swain, we've got Glacial Augment on the Morgana. That sort of gives away
Oh wait,
her
no,
super
no,
fast
no,
straight
no,
away.
no! I'm wrong. It's farming Morgana.
Yeah, okay. Sure. I mean,
You seem
I
surprised.
don't.
So am I. But
And TP as well. Not exhaust, not ignite, but teleportation.
we're going for
Okay.
the solo lane Morgana experience, and I've got to say, I'm a fan.
You know what? She's surprisingly good in the mid lane. I'm surprised we don't see more of her in there. She's
Uh,
quite strong. She's got the wave
yeah.
clear.
The
It
problem's
makes
the low ceiling.
yeah,
Your damage is tied to the things you want to respond with. If you give your opponents the chance to sort of lead and draw you around with where you must bind, where you must black shield, where you must chains, soul shackles, I believe is the name. It kind of reduces her potential.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I think it's maybe a similar story this game. I think if she's going to be tied to a farming lane before the center gets the fully upgraded support item, we're gonna struggle a bit to maybe have those El Clasico Morgana roams negate some of the presence of JK across the map.
Yeah, without a doubt, like it's gonna be so interesting to see what happens in this bot lane. What does Morgana do? And how they play it out. It's gonna be very exciting to see. It's certainly a mix-up from what we expected. Maybe throwing a curveball at Team Vigorous. And we'll have to see how it goes.
Get Duke just did a bit of a lap of the
Yeah.
jungle. Got the ward down, but won't spot out Hecarim this time. JK onto the other side of the map is doing the single camp clears. Should get him to the Scuttler and the river as fast as possible. With the maximum agency available at the time. Get Duke going for something more close to a full clear. Will take away his wolves. Bit of trade on the top side. Commodore not waiting to get in.
Yeah, I kind of expect a lot of back and forth as this top lane. I don't see too many solo kills going either way. But if you got a solo kill there, I would have been surprised.
I want to believe Metapocalypse. I want to believe. Every time director camera's like, oh my god, there's top lane action. I'm like,
No, there isn't. Don't lie to me, Director Cap.
okay, there is action in the mid lane though. Blazing Midnight with a huge taunt catches two, and JK is here just in time. Get Juked will flag and drag out of there. Midnight goes a little low. That was a lot of minion aggro. JK
Nice pushing out there.
Yeah, not quite successful. Commodore also poking back a little in the top lane, but we're all back to neutral.
Yeah, it is worth noticing there that JK had his two buffs, including red, versus Get Juke, who only had his blue buff. That red buff very strong on J4, especially in these early ganks to whittle down the shield and the health bar of Blazing Midnight. That might have been swung the wrong way, but we'll have to see. He's on his red buff now, but Hecarim is looking for blood. Will get spotted out and walks away clean. Oh no, he doesn't get spotted out. He did walk over the ward.
Oh, a bit of an unfortunate angle. I think the bush just shielding JK there. We'll check the red, but it's already gone. Duke to finish off his chickens. Get out of there just on time. Bit of a CS lead in the bottom is a bit of a worry. Ambitious Ram on the Caitlyn does open up a 7, I believe, CS lead over KD.
Yeah, 9 at the moment, but yes.
9 at the moment. That means some of those casters were whiffed away. That is a bit of a struggle on the Morgana at this stage. You have to try and stay even, otherwise you might as well be having the center farm instead.
Yeah, I mean, it might not seem a lot, but that is 200 gold in the pocket of Caitlyn that is not in the pocket of Morgana. And this early on, 200 gold is quite a bit. I mean, it's basically almost 3 boots. It's a 4
It's
health
gonna
bar
get bigger. It's gonna get bigger.
Without doubt. Caitlyn is able to push that. In 5 more minutes, that will go up to maybe 1,000 or just under. And that's almost a BF sword ahead. And that damage on a Caitlyn is debilitating for the likes of Morgana and Senna.
It's debilitating for fun. She does take over the lane at that stage pretty convincingly. We'll push out. Can she base at this stage? On 1,000 gold, it would be cold boots and a different setup. Probably not the best at this stage. JK and the bot lane are on vision. This will be spotted out. Orgless are in a position to respond. Will be seen leaving the bottom wave.
Ooh, good TP there to push the bar.
Okay, Bombing Dude is in. Both teams setting up. KD is a little far forwards. Little mana. Blazing Midnight catches 3. Get Juked going low on the side. Blazing Bombing Dude goes low as well. Delight manages to get 4 in his sights. Ram will get the first, but Delight does a huge chunk of damage. It's not going to be enough this time. Rakuri is looking for the continuation. Commodore has found KB in that top side. KDV will fall, and Delight, unfortunately, trying to push that one back around. Won't quite find it. Calray will get the pickup, though. The increased movement speed here, keeping the fight going. Swain's passive still up and available, means Rakuri will fall. Delight, but eventually the Brawn passive will proc. Calray now versus Commodore. The Dragon completely forgotten and neutralized. I'm not sure who that advantage is. We still have a small gold lead here for Vigorous, but it is, I think, the same as we started the fight with. So, gold.
That's right. 4 for 4 in that very extended team fight, ladies and gentlemen. But the main thing, I think, there was Ambitious Ram getting first blood. That is so strong on her, and Commodore getting 2 kills for himself will mean that he is now able to control this top lane. He's probably able to push Bombing Dude out of lane, at least for the time being, until later on where Commodore wants to roam, whereas Bombing Dude might just want to stick in top lane, use that ultimate, and his lady friend, who probably has a name that I've forgotten.
Maiden of the Mist.
I think, yeah, her. To push down towers. And you know what? OGL have all the tools in their bag to disengage and allow the split push to take over.
Okay. Interestingly enough, Commodore had a 700 gold lead before catching this huge minion wave, so he's now accelerating ahead of Bombing Dude, but won't have the ability to buy with all of it immediately. Calray trying his hardest in the middle.
It's also worth noting now, Ambitious Ram has twice as much, or almost twice as much, CS as the Morgana. 20 CS lead, despite that teamfight going so long. And this is spelling disaster for a farming Morgana.
It will be a struggle to keep this going. I'm not really sure where we're going with the... I guess the revolver is for the GLP 500, so we're going to utility, not damage here, which is fine. Means that the gold difference shouldn't matter so much if that is, if it is effective in the fights. It is worth more than it's costing gold. Does that bit of extra damage, offers the extra utility. Maiden Mist is slowed up. Commodore, what are you doing? Will be smoked down. Bombing Dude gets the shovel.
Yeah, so dig a grave for yourself next time, buddy. Just not sure what you're doing that close. You should have just stayed on the tower. Oh, a gank in the bot lane, though.
Here comes GAK. Black Shield will deny the backing up, but the onslaught does just enough. The auto attack will finish it off. KDB going down, overkilled through the Black Shield. Don't even need the fear when you do that much damage. It's a real struggle. Vigorous. They lose a bit of priority in top, but they find it again in time for the dragon.
Yeah, now again, Morgana does have the TP, so she will be able to turn back up into lane, but Senna as well being pushed out could mean that they are uncontested for this Drake. They decided to take a ward instead. If it was me, I would have just rushed Drake with the 3-man advantage that you have. But now, Get Duke has the time to turn up, and this might be another fight for you, Tempora.
I think if Get Duked was nearby, it would be a bit questionable. Still just have the Cataclysm available and would be able to contest the team fight with that. Cyclone in the top lane. Bombing Dude is falling down. A bit of overextension, perhaps. Commodore will find that one just in time under the tower. Will be going back. He did not spend after that 1v1 previous and tried to fight again. And as we all know, the 100% all-in, not the greatest. In the meantime, Vigorous will pick up the Infernal Dragon for their problems. Mountain coming through next in 5 minutes.
Yeah, that is why it's so important to go back and spend your gold when you have the opportunity. He had 1,500 gold in his pocket when he died. That could have meant his life, that could have meant a return kill, that could have meant so much more than just having it in your inventory. And yeah, you're absolutely right. The first Drake going over to Vigorous once again. The Infernal going to push that damage output even further, going to create a much stronger team fight capabilities. And now we get Mountain. I'm not really sure which team wants this most, if any.
Both.
Neither one of them focusing too much on their tanky compositions.
Yep, both to deny it from either is the problem when all the dragons are mirrored. There is no true we want this more than you, except Cloud Dragon in certain instances, and every time your opponent wants it, you now want it to deny your opponent that same advantage. So I really do hope we get a different dragon set next year This elemental shenanigans is to continue. Oh dear, Calray caught way out of position. JK will be there for you this time. Get Jukes is there with a backup. Finds the flag and drag. Flash over from Rikori. Won't quite do it this time. JK having to use the onslaught away and the flash. It's a lot of cooldowns at burn from the Hecarim. They now have priority for Orgless onto the Herald. No Commodore has anything to say about it. Will find his way in a quick bash. We'll have Get Juke going down, and that is now just some... What is this team fight? B falls down, and Blazing Midnight just walks on in. Bombing Dude's gonna leave the maiden behind, and sure, take it away, Paul.
Well, a lot happened in that fight. I was going to take a second to talk about plates being taken, but too many deaths too quickly. They are turning on to the Rift Helms, and while that is taken, I will try and break that team fight down. A fantastic shield by Rikori there, coming up trumped on his support again. Knocked 100% of Carl Ray's damage with his ultimate, which is no crows or ravens or whatever he uses were able to get through to his target. And Wukong Commodore out of nowhere coming in and smacking people on the head with that staff. Man, that's gotta hurt from a dangerous monkey. He is now 5-1-2. 7 out of the 8 kills on the side of Vigorous have been with Commodore around. He is a dangerous top laner, and he's taken 2 plates completely uncontested because they've had to send Bombing Dude to the bot lane.
Will result in a 1,000 gold lead for this Wukong. We highlighted in draft how it doesn't quite do the same thing as last game if the push R is not ahead in this case. There's more tools instead of complete solutions. But when you're this far ahead, the Wukong is the solution. Just push R in a team fight and there won't be much of your enemies left to deal with. With Herald picked up now as well, it is likely to be the Mountain Dragon, so we'll be able to go that little bit further in team fights as well. It is going to be a real struggle to deal with the Wukong in the upcoming minutes.
Yeah, his mobility, his damage output, his ultimate, all incredibly strong at the moment. I see this Wukong completely taking over team fights. And I do not see how OGL are going to fight him, because even if they kill Commodore, he's probably going to stay alive enough and deal out enough CC. The ambitious Ram, who is also very strong, still 20 CS luck against this farming Morgana, will just be able to keep auto-attacking from the back lane with nobody able to get to it.
Is the Caitlyn's dream to just be able to free fire away through those fights. We'll have to see if the Ram is ambitious enough to manage it. Okay, a quick reversal of lanes should be coming back down soon. Cyclone down in the bottom lane. Bombing Dude flashing away from this one. That is not a great time to lose your flash just before Dragon the Second. Does mean that unfortunately Cyclone won't be back up, so Wukong will have to wait a little longer. It will be about a minute after the Dragon has spawned, so we'll have to try and find priority in the meantime. Bombing Dude healing up tons. Maiden of the Mist drains at 3%, I believe, of your opponent's max HP every time you or a ghoul manages to land a hit. But JK trying to find the way in on the bottom lane. Oh, will push back. Short range onslaught will be the answer. It will be just enough. Bombing Dude will fall. Dragon in 15 seconds. We're not going to see the swap back down.
Now, I didn't quite see if Rift Herald hit before that 14-minute mark. If not, it was so close. Unfortunately, it was not on our screens.
With the amount of gold Commodore is sitting on, I highly suspect it's smacked in.
Oh yeah, no, 1,500 gold on this. Yes, you're absolutely right. Now, the only saving grace is Bombing Dude is 20 CS up, but when you're 5 kills down, that means what?
He's got one of those kills back.
Yeah, he's got 1 kill.
Right. Both duo lanes still farming up in the top. Oh no, Delight, that's a trap. Black Shield a little late, but will survive.
Very late. And that's another Drake going straight over to Vigorous, uncontested completely. Now completely dominated this game, 2.5k gold up. And OGL is not in position for a late game team fight composition. They don't start getting ahead or even breaking even soon. It's just going to be a slow bleed for them.
Alright, what would you like to see them do to try and find their way back in here? What is the moment they have to turn? Which items do they have to look for?
Well, you've got to complete an item for Calray for starters. As soon as that happens, Swain is there we go. Thank you. Rod of Ages at 15 minutes. That
Oh,
is
that's
not
the last
good.
moment before you wonder if that thing's ever gonna tick up at all.
Oh, that is bad. So they've basically got to wait for another
Ooh.
5-10 minutes before they deal damage. And Bomber side, you keep dying. Stop it. Oh, TP is coming in.
Right, Mama Dude surviving for quite a long time. We'll let Calray join the fight, and oh my goodness, he explodes. Bombing
You
Dude
had
surviving
no
just
right.
on the props for the Dawning Shadow there. Delight just in the nick of time. Didn't manage to land the damage, but didn't truly need to. Getting the shield in. Bombing Dude will live.
Yeah, Bomber and Dude having no right to survive that. But Calray coming up trumps. He is now trapped in the Cataclysm, but Galio is about to enter.
Alright, get Jukes having to use his flag and drag out of there. The Torn in, Blazing Midnight knows exactly where he needs to stand. ADB falls. Stopwatch, unfortunately, leaving him in no man's land. That will be the incredibly important Rift Scuttler objective over to Vigorous.
It was definitely worth dying for the sake of KDV, and they still don't even get it. I think their win condition now for the side of OGL is probably this way. He's 2-0 and 3, which is pretty good, and he will continue to scale now that he has that Rod of Ages. It's probably later than he really wanted it. But bear in mind, their gold difference was 2.5k, and now it's less than 1, so they're making the gold up somewhere. I don't think it's with Bombing Dude, who might not survive this one. I mean,
He's doing okay. KDV is there on the back side, does get the Dark Binding down. That is recruiting a whole world of hurt. Ambitious Ram gets the Summoner heal in. We'll let him live this time. Flash forwards from KDV. We'll find the Dark Binding. The pool is ticking down. Not quite enough this time, left on less than 10 hit points. But Blazing Midnight caught on out, get juked a little short. The flasher away from the Galio will ensure his survival. Calray trying to find people, trying to get the drain in. Won't quite manage to find enough distance. Instead will regenerate all of his health. And while this was going on, Commodore on the converse side of the map, cross-mapping away. I think he's going to find the T2 tower in revenge. So a lot of summoners burnt here, but no advantage truly gained outside of this herald.
Yeah, and the big thing is there, while they did push VGR out of the lane, they technically won that team fight. They dominated very, very hard there. There was no kills. There's loads of low health bars, but no gold transferred for getting that kill. And it means all VGR has to do is recall, gain some health, and they're back at it already.
Alright, get juked with the dunk. Cataclysm will take out the Ram. That is most of the damage here from Vigorous. The Maiden of the Mist is summoned. Commodore has teleported in. From passive proccing on so many members, it's so valuable at this stage in the game. Won't be continued. Commodore's thinking about it. He's on vision though, so Orgless will know to get out this time and just take the small victories.
Well, that is a second team fight you have to give over to OGL, completely annihilating Ambitious Ram with that Cataclysm. He got taken out so quickly, and then JK, you just seem to lose all your health very suddenly, buddy, and I don't really know what happened or where you were, but right now, OGL have the win because they are healing so strongly. And okay, there's Executioners calling on the side for Ambitious Ram, but that is it, and that will not do enough just yet.
Alright, we'll have to see if it continues forwards, and with the damage becomes enough. Ocean Dragon Soul is now the win condition, I guess, for Orgless. Both teams will require that one if they want to, you know, have a good time, is how I'm going to describe that. Ocean Soul completely fair and balanced. Won't end this game if either team picks it up, I pinky promise.
It is worth noting as well, while, you know, the Morgana is 0-4, not doing too great with 30 CS behind, Swain is 3-0. I mean, Calray picking up the pieces here. And if they continue to let a Swain scale, he can easily take over the fight. Combine him with Senna, it's going to be really hard to kill him right now.
Metapocalypse, we have a segment, we have been segmented. How much gold is Delight behind KDB right now?
Probably a lot.
Zero.
Zero. Oh, they have the same gold?
Zero. They have exactly the same gold. What are the odds?
That that is how Senna works, ladies and gentlemen. What a weird moment.
Go to 314, pick up 120 farms worth of gold just through your passive. Can't argue at all. Dark Binding now onto Commodore, dragged in, and Calray has found the fight going huge in the middle. Commodore goes low, will fall before his second Cyclone. That is key. Orgless going huge here. Delight firing away in the backline. Ambitious Ram not finding the angle. Oh my. Galio goes down in the middle. Bombing Dude still healing up so long. That will be 5-0. Orgless have found it.
Oh, and this might be the game where Orgless takes the victory. 2,000 gold ahead now. Very impressive team fight there. And like I said, Vigorous just not having the damage to take care of Calray. 7-0-5, 12 kill participation out of 13. That is a astonishing number for a mid laner. Very impressive. Build your team comp around this guy, ladies and gentlemen, because he is your win condition.
2,500 gold sits between Calray and Midnight. Despite the fantastic taunts in previous fights, that difference is starting to show. With the Rod of Ages ticking up, the Leandry's completed. The Calray is really a threat to watch out for in the next fight. We're seeing another drawback of the Hecarim, same as last game. If he's not able to convert the full team fight, isn't tanky enough or providing the utility. With the utility mid laner, Commodore not quite carrying the full amount of damage. We're starting to see Vigorous fall apart here. They are going to sneak this Baron. I think Orgless not quite putting 2 and 2 together.
Yeah, an uncontested steal there. Only Delight. Delight coming to see what was up. And that's a very nice Baron steal for the side of Vigorous. I don't think they're gonna have. Should get away scot-free here.
Oh, the hose comes through. Dark Binding has connected. Midnight will fall. Bombing Dude gets the shovel, swings it around. Clang goes the Galio.
I mean, you know what? One death and then a free Baron. Okay, they're going to be pushing top down now. We might get that tier 2, but they should be able to answer it with all 4 members if they do turn up.
Hail Mary fight not quite removing as many buffs as Orgless would have liked. The Maiden goes forwards. We're still contesting this tower. It's going to have to fall apart pretty soon. Commodore dodges away. Dark Binding incomplete. Means the clone will unfortunately pay the troll toll. Will go down.
I got baited there. That was me. I got baited. I would have been like, yeah, I killed him. That was me. I got baited.
Commodore's dodge is so good, the casters don't even realize their dodges. Confirmed here first.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's worth noticing, we talked about the even gold between Senna and Morgana. Senna slightly pulling ahead now by about 100 gold. Which is
with a 13 KDA, you'd hope so.
Well, yes. But the goal between the bot lanes of each team is about even. Both teams going about 13.5k. If anything, Ambitious Ram is pulling slightly ahead, and it is so important to get that gold onto an AD carry. The name is named that for a reason, ladies and gentlemen, and team fights could still go either way. I know Orgless have 2k gold in their pockets. I know that they've won most of the team fights, but I'm still not helping Vigorous out just yet.
If we get the huge onslaught of shadows, I think it can still go either way. Placing Midnight can still find there his entrance. We have to guide Ram through these fights. At 1, 3, and 6 isn't the hyper threat Caitlyn can be at this stage in the game, but needs to keep going. I would like to highlight Ambitious Ram that you've built the zeal, you have sinned. I am very disappointed in you. You could have just built a BF sword and been a more effective character.
Yeah, or finish a healing reduction item so that you can try and take this Swain.
I like the healing reduction. I really like the healing reduction.
Yeah, like they need more of it though. They don't have enough. Okay, so you've got Oblivion or which will probably transfer into Morella. Please not buy that item. I can't say.
Commodore does have it, so Cyclone applying it on 5 is probably enough at this stage.
Fair enough. You've also got Wukong on that Execution's Falling, so healing reduction is being brought. But it still isn't quite enough. 7-0-5 on this Swain.
It's not just the healing at this stage. It's the whole bird. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
All right, so a bit of a lull state. Ocean Dragon will be coming up in 55 seconds, so we have some last resets. We're ahead on time, so we can get in there for vision. Come on, Orgless, don't disappoint me. Head down there. Thank you very much.
All ultimates available for everybody on the map now. 40 seconds till Drake. One thing I haven't actually seen is a headshot. Not a headshot, an ace in the hole from Ambitious Ram. I've actually yet to see her press R. Like, there's not maybe an opportunity for it, but I would like to see it at the very least.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen one cast at all. Okay, rapid fire cannon complete. Sinning done. I hope now, Ram. Please buy a BF sword. I will be more positive in the future, but this one really tickles me. Okay, 10 seconds left on Ocean Dragon. Vigorous not in place to contest Vision. Rakuri coming in a little too late. Holy moly, Swain gets 170 health when he hits someone with W, and it's permanent. Wow. That is a little disgusting.
Swain is that secret OP champion. They do not know they're on a ward in that bush. Nobody having a sweeper except for the Hecarim, who seems to be resistant about using it. All the meanwhile, Bombing Dude is in the top lane with his Maiden.
Okay.
And he's tapping on that tower.
We have a flip from last game. Orgless have to maintain their priority in multiple lanes at once, go as slow as possible. The fight is going to break out. Duke gets the Cataclysm onto 3. Entrance comes in on top. That's pretty good here for Vigorous so far. Ram is chipping away in the backline. Delight going low, lower, lower. Will survive this time, and Midnight will fall first. Duke peeling back on that one. They have started the Dragon up. Rakuri is low, but Ambitious Ram healthy as ever can look to contest this. Instead, Hecarim just off at the side. Teleport is late from Commodore. They can look to clean up, but it's a little bit desperate. Instead, will fall back this time. Won't play into Calray's hands. That is the second Ocean Dragon over for Orgless. They are looking to swing back into this game.
Yeah, I mean, the health bars on the side of Orgless were so low there, but they were managed to heal up thanks to all of their abilities. And now they have... Oh, goodbye.
Where did that come from? Get Jukes off of the side flag, and Drag will find Ambitious Ram. That is not the tempo we were looking to see at this stage in the game. Just sent back to base. Almost for free.
Yeah, it's also worth noting, like, this Ocean Drake paying dividends for the side of Orgless here. All that healing, plus now a 5% missing health every 5 seconds. As long as they back away for a little while, they can probably just keep re-engaging. This is how you counter a press R to win team composition, ladies and gentlemen. Just sort of survive through it. Because once they press R, if they haven't killed you, they don't have much else. I mean, Hecarim not putting on a performance this game. 1, 3, and 6, only 70% kill participation. And I'm not seeing him dealing the damage that we saw. Well, I am seeing the damage that we saw last game, because last game he didn't do too well either. But Hecarim has so much more to give than this, and I'm expecting a lot more out of him.
I think the struggle when your opponent's carriers all build Zhonya's, and when they want you to come to them, either so that you can hose them down, or push R on this big bird we've got going on in the middle lane, will be pretty hard for JK to try and find anything. His target selection also made quite difficult by Delight and KDB being shared gold in the bottom lane. He can jump on one, but then the black shield will always come across. He hasn't taken out more than 50% of the gold from that bottom lane instead of something more like 85-15 with a traditional AD carry and support. Oh, making the job impossible here is the name of the game from Orgless. Winning through by your opponents in action will be the name of the game for the next 5 minutes. We have a Baron trap going on.
That is interesting to see. Ambitious Ram does have the far side ward, so could put it in that bush.
Go on, plonk it behind Baron. Plonk it behind Baron, Ram. You've got this. Oh, there it is. It's in the Baron pit.
Face check you. Oh no, that's not how you do a Baron trap, guys.
They do know it is on top of another ward. So they have spotted out the far side trinket. Not willing to go in there and take the straight 5v5.
It's kind of interesting here because VGR have all the tools to engage, but OGL have all the tools to survive and teamfight right now with 2 and a bit K gold.
Oh, never mind. It was a vision ward. Was that bugged? That was not on the map for the longest time, I could swear.
Yeah, I gotta admit, I don't think I saw that either, so that's strange. But, what are you doing
Farsight coming through and removed now. Commodore Bombing has found you in the topside. Flag, Drag, Cataclysm, Cyclone, all you like. I think you're out of luck, buddy. Dark Binding will come through at KDB, just hitting the bullet through a speeding car, through a train, under the train tracks. I don't know, another action movie reference. Like it's hitting a speeding bullet with another bullet while he's traveling upside down in a car. There we go. I think that's it.
Fair enough.
Hitting an invisible moving Wukong is a bit of a challenge. So I think he deserves that one. Calray enforcing off here at the side. It means Rikuri's going to be relegated to that middle. We're going to look to see the trade for the T2 tower. JK has ran up that one. Does not have the Sheen yet, but trying to do as much damage as possible. Will be Baron here over uncontested for the Orgless. He will now run back. Oh, their T2 tower is still alive.
Well, if you can't contest for the Baron, the best thing you can do is push the lanes up, so at least a portion of that Baron timer is wasted on just resetting the wave. So maybe that was their plan, and then get ready for the third Ocean Drake of the match, because if OGL get this, it will be Dragon Soul point for them, and quite frankly, with that much healing added on to their already impeccable healing team composition, I can't see anybody dying, let alone anybody of value. We've had that 10 minutes. That Rod of Ages is now scaled up. He's combined it with a Leandri's and a Zhonya's. If Calray dies, at any point in this game, I would be blown away.
Commodore has managed to chip Delight. This is important. He provides a lot of the sustain during these fights. Will flash away from the onslaught of shadows. The Dawning Shadow comes through, but unfortunately will fall at this early stage. Blazing Midnight has found Calray. Even though he's draining through the Zhonyas, it won't be enough this time. Flash away too late. That is Commodore picking up 2 before the dragon has spawned. Vigorous have found their way back in. This is their dragon to lose.
Well, I am now blown away, because I actually said if Calray dies at any point, and he immediately dies in the next team fight. That was a
You
great
cast
hit.
a curse to him.
Yeah, I know. That's just shocking. Like, that was just rude. Picking off the 2 healers, the Senna and the Swain there, Commodore getting a massive shutdown gold of 700G straight into his pocket, now going 7-4.
1,000 by the time it was
it
finished.
1,000?
Yep, that Swain was a rich boy.
That is some nice pennies going into the pocket of the Wukong there. The gold pretty much even for this 32-minute game, and now Ocean Drake going over to VGR. They are the ones that are at Dragon Point, and while I don't see any fights picking up between now and when either Baron or Dragon spawn, bear in mind it's pretty much at the same time. If someone gets a pick at the wrong time, like we just saw, that could spell disaster for actually any team, because the gold is pretty much even. It'll only take one poorly timed team fight to completely swing it into either team's favor.
Alright, I want to highlight that while Vigorous did take that one well, it was still a mistake from the Orgless rather than a proactive play.
Yeah.
The proactive play there was Vigorous being at the objective early to contest the vision, and then Orgless coming through a little later and having to face check. If you catch Delight on this face check, even Calray on the face check, they are not invulnerable enough just yet to escape with their lives. Talking of which, Bombing Dude trying to remind Commodore of who's in charge in the side lane. We have to see Orgless get to objectives earlier, not have their opponents ready for them to walk into. Otherwise, this Swain is starting to look a little bit harder to execute. We have to have people moving onto Swain and not the opposite way around.
Yeah, you absolutely need VGR to walk into you rather than you walk into them. It doesn't matter how much healing you have. If you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, you are going to pay the price. We now have 2 Zhonyas on the side of OGL, which could potentially help with that a little bit. And the Shoal Shackles will be a bit easier to survive for KDB. And a Warmogs from J4 here. It's nice to see a tanky J4. And that Warmogs is going to be really strong with all the healing that can be brought out, and then the Soul Drake as well. If you don't kill Get Juke straight away, and he's allowed 5-10 seconds away from anybody, he's probably going to come back at full health. And another Flag and Drag at the end of a team fight could be pivotal to them winning.
Will be the question. He has the healing out of combat now, and then we'll have the healing in combat once the soul is further completed. I'm just going to see a little bit of a lull state, nothing on the map for the next 2 minutes or so. Delight trying to get his vision in nice and early, so Orgless do have the top side under their control, full coverage of the jungle and enemy jungle and river. You do maybe need to move those control wards up, as Vigorous do have some wards in, and I'm going to check that one again with Commodore and Rikuri.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see which one each team prioritizes, the Baron versus the Drake. Because
Oh, it's Dragon at this stage.
Oh yeah.
Please, guys, it's Dragon.
Well, that's the thing. Like OGL have to prioritize Dragon because if they don't and they give it away, that's soul drain. Whereas VGR can sacrifice one more Dragon and maybe go for the Baron fight. If they don't feel comfortable walking into OGL, they can wait. It's not a good option, but it is an option.
That is true. That's why I don't like the duality of these dragons, because while everything you've just said is completely true and applicable, it is slightly missing the point that they could just get Ocean Dragon Soul.
Yes.
But that's the problem when both teams stack the same dragons. This is why those who remember the system in Season 4, where it was your own track of dragons for each stack. So like you had a dragon 1, 2, 3, 4 for you, and each dragon like contributed a point. That sort of escaped this system of everyone wants everything because it's as bad for your opponents as it is good for you to win and miss out on things. And
back in Season 4, you also didn't get a global timer for when Drake was up. You didn't get that roll.
Oh no!
If you didn't have Midget on it, you weren't gonna know.
You had to put that one in chat or contest it regularly.
Yeah,
that was
Drake in 5, man. Those were the days.
Love it.
I gotta admit, the biggest changes from when I first started at about Season 4 has been the jungle completely. All the camps have been reworked. Red and Blue Bot used to have little, like, buddies, like they were
the little lizards.
Like, there was a small point where a smite on each jungle camp granted you a different thing.
Oh, the season of jungle smite buffs, that was...
Yeah, like, it was only happened for like half a season, but it was so strange as a jungler at that time. We are about to see another fight break down. Oh, going
Dragons up, the hose is out. JK, it's slight overextension, but Blazing Midnight is there with the hero's entrance to try and get into the backline. Oh boy, get juked, you went too deep and you didn't have your own backup. Calray though has now joined the fight and managed to survive through that initial engage. Now has found his ultimate, trying to stack up on as many people as possible. Commodore not quite finding enough damage with the Cyclone. JK having to back up a little. Ambitious Ram going so low. Bombing Dude will pick that one up. The last little tick of magic damage as he flashes away. Commodore goes back in. Oh, the healing reduction just enough. We'll find the kill this time. Bombing Dude falls down. That's 2 for 2. Neither team is starting up just yet. Frozen Mallet not quite enough slow. We're not continuing. Delight not wanting to find that one through. Calray says, I'd like a little bit more max health, thank you. And Commodore does oblige. KDB still has summoning spells, still has cooldowns because they were used so early on. The hose used. Oh, this is so close. Has to try and find a way in and facilitate the team. It won't be so. JK smites up. That's the Ocean Dragon Soul coming through. It's now going to have to be Elder. Commodore decides he doesn't want to go down. That's the Elders. That's the Ocean Soul. Still going. Heals for so much when he's in combat. That's 300 just for using his Q. Calray, suddenly not the biggest healer in the room. Oh man, we're still going. That's going to be them falling. That's going to be Vigorous. Vigorously taking their dragons this time around.
Yeah,
no flip-flopping this time. Oh boy, that's a bit of a mess.
That was fantastically played by the side of Vigorous. I think the biggest thing that happened there that meant Vigorous got that dragon was it was Get Duke that died. It was a 2 for 2 early on, but the jungler being dead when you are at soul point is so important. JK able to just take that dragon quite cleanly, quite efficiently, wasn't rarely contested all that much. And once they got that soul point, Commodore could give whack away with his giant monkey stick and survive through all of it. 9-4, 230 CS. This is now VGR game to win. They have the lead in gold at last. It's been a long time since I've been able to say that. Plus, they've now got Baron, so that is Baron and Dragon Soul on their side. OGL needed a miracle to pull this back, and that miracle might be in 4 minutes and 30 seconds when they might be able to take that dragon.
Those who've been laddering this season will know the, we're behind, it's okay, we coin flip at Elder, we take the 50-50 of maybe just, actually just winning the game in an instant. Do you want to highlight, you are completely correct, Get Duked going too far in that last fight provided a lot of anti-synergy. Calray was very late to it. You can't use Swain Ultimate in its current incarnation before your opponents show up and are on top of you. And by keeping 4 at range, sacrificing himself, does mean that not only does Get Duked go down too early, but Calray left in the back, not able to use his full arsenal, so to speak, not able to get all his tools on the board. See a bit of an ARAM here in middle. Get juked. That is a high commitment. It's not going to go punish this time.
Yeah, and we talked early before that fight that Get Juked has a lot of health regeneration with his warmogs, and his items and the ocean. Doesn't matter how much health regeneration you have if you're dead. You cannot regen from the grave. Redemption is the only thing that can happen for you, and you still can't be healed from it.
I mean, even then, not having that out of combat time with Warmogs does just make the item that little bit harder to use, that little bit of a less effective. Okay, looks like Bombing Dude's given up in the top side. We have to lose as slowly as possible from Orgless here. The slower we lose, the more chance we have of coin flipping at Elder with Get Juked getting to level 17. We have to get to max smite o'clock and just, get your coins ready, get your burgers ready. It'll be time to flip in just under 3 minutes.
Yeah, and it's worth noting at this precise moment, Get Juked is a level ahead of JK, so he does technically have the smite advantage. Now, whether or not he can get in there at the right time, it's a completely different matter. If he is taken out so early in the fight again, that could spell the end for OGL. It could be a 2-0 series, and they will still yet to taste that victory. And this Wukong working that tower, man, he is devastating. He has 3 cannon minions with him.
All those Baron cannon minions firing away. It really is beautiful. Doesn't mean the top and middle inhibitor will fall. That should be Vigorous's way to stop the dragon contest. Oh man, the headshot comes through with the Cyclone combined. That will be Delight falling in quick fashion. This is going to look to be the end of the game. Bombing Dude trapped away. Ambitious Ram dealing so much damage. Not contested in the back, so Calray has decided to join the fight. He is run through into the middle, gets the shutdown, gets 2. He's trying to find 3. Can he flash forwards in time? Nope, not going to flash forwards. Instead, we're going to find Bombing Dude running forwards onto Ambitious Ram. Calray instead using that to clear away as many minions as possible. Baron buff has fallen. Get Juked trying to continue the fight, but Calray not ready with his ultimate. I'm going to have to flash backwards. Ambitious Ram still firing away. Will take Get Juked just down, but not quite low enough. Ocean Soul keeping the 3 members remaining healthy. That is going to be the Nexus Towers. We're going to look to end the last stand from Orgless. Comes on through. The Flag and Drag does find 2, but the Dawning Twilight rather, not able to take out Ambitious Ram. That will be 2-0 in favor of Vigorous Gaming.
Ambitious Ram going pretty much untouched for the last 5 minutes of that match. The Soul Drake coming up dividends. The 2 inhibitors were taken so quickly. And you know what? Team Vigorous not willing to wait for the coin flip. They wanted to go hard and heavy and fast. And they obliterated the health bars of Team Orgless there and completely took over the match. Once they managed to get that 3rd Drake, it was pretty simple from there.
It was the struggle, the Ocean Soul. I love it so much for this reason, taking a close game and just making it so not very close all of a sudden. Commiserations to you, Orgless. You did look pretty good on the day. Unfortunately, not quite enough to convert. Calray did fantastically on his debut for the team. Should be not quite going home with your tails between your legs. We have got an interview. Who have we got, production? We have Ambitious Ram joining us in just a moment. I will find... Oh, no, we've dragged him in already. Ambitious Ram, congratulations.
Yeah, thanks.
Your first game win, first match win. It's all to play for again all of a sudden.
Quite a nice set of games.
Can't argue at all. I'm only going to flame you a little. Why the rapid fire second, buddy? Come on, fess up.
I just felt like I needed to get an item as soon as possible, and it's cheaper. So
you know what? I'm not going to argue with the cold hard facts of it being cheaper. You are correct.
Yes, you did fantastic in both games. Almost protect the Ash composition on that first one. And I don't know if you know this, in that last game, you did 10,000 more damage on Caitlyn than your nearest competitor, who was Wukong on your own side, and obviously Calray was played on your side. Fantastically played on Caitlyn. 2 very strong ADCs, but you performed well on them. That first game, though, Protect the Ash, was that a composition you knew that you were going to have to deal with going in? And how did you feel about so much pressure being on you?
Yeah, we actually planned that comp the day before and throughout this day. And what do you think about? Yeah, there was a lot of pressure on me, but I didn't really think about it like that. I just thought, we'd go in, see how it works, and give it our best shot. I wasn't really thinking about the pressure, but when you play like that, yeah, there was a lot of pressure on me. But I trust my support enough. I mean, you saw his devours, like I just couldn't die. Like it was pretty disgusting comp, to be honest.
Well, we enjoyed watching it. I think it was very simple comp. It was very obvious comp, but it was also quite hard to counter for the champions that Orgless picked.
Yeah.
Your support, you're right. Fantastic devours in that first game. His shields from Braum off the chain, in my opinion. What's the relationship like there? Do you play with him often? Do you know him well? Talk to me about that.
Yeah, we've been playing with each other for like close to a year now. He's been one of the first people who joined the squad. We duo with each other lots. We have we have like that friendly relationship. We meme with each other a little bit, but it's a good relationship. And like, he's one of those support. He's like a support that he's like your dream support because he'll do what you want him to do. He'll protect you. He'll go in. He'll just do the basics. He won't just run in and kill himself.
Just
will save you.
check.
My least favorite support is the one that runs in and kills himself.
Yeah.
I've had those support in the past, as we all have, I am sure. So it's nice to know he won't die immediately. This mid laner, Galio, twice. Was it a mistake for your enemies to give him Galio for free, basically, not letting it away in that second game?
I mean, I mean, the truth is yes, but I don't want to say yes because then other people ban it.
No, Galio is a pocket pick. It's not worth banning, ladies and gentlemen.
Definitely not. All
Well,
right.
I thought you played very well.
Thanks. It was a very enjoyable set of games after all the losses.
Nothing like a quick turnaround to make everything feel better. Any shout outs on your team? Any like
shout outs? Definitely our top laner, because I mean he smurfed that last game. That was doomed until he just like put on his carry pants.
It's like he actually got more gold than you, even if he didn't do more damage.
Yeah, I mean it's harder to do as much damage in those kind of situations on a Wukong compared to Caitlyn.
Also, you need a better vision score, man. 13 is a garbage.
Yeah, I know. The first game was a lot better, but
you do
the second game, I just couldn't ever. The second I left late, like I was always needed to be in the lane to push it, and I couldn't really ever ward a good spot. I mean, I could have just dropped wards down, but I mean, what's the point?
Do that.
There's no point.
Do that. Like,
just pad my score.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Indeed. Okay. All right. Any further questions, Metapocalypse?
No, I'm all good. We've covered it. Fantastically played there. Good luck on
you.
your next match, and hopefully you won't be on the bottom two in your division.
Yeah, I mean, here's hoping.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us. We have been Official Valence League 2. I have been at Temporal LOL on Twitter. I have been joined by the one and only Metapocalypse.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me. It's been an absolute blast. 2 games in the bag. It's been fun.
All right. Can't argue. We will be back. Production, when are we back? We will be back Monday at the regularly scheduled time. Don't go too far in the meantime. Keep enjoying. I hope you all won your coin things. I definitely know how they work. Congratulations, those who won with that tonight. We'll see you next time. And thanks very much for watching.